is up, my beautiful gemstones? Welcome to our favorite night of the week, Wednesday night live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. So I immediately see that Miss Arisha says, if it's okay, go ahead and do others. I am going to head to the gym. If you're still here, let me know and I will read you first. It'll be less than 5 minutes because I don't have that many announcements today. Let me say hello to everyone. And then don't forget, guys, starting tomorrow all through next week, I'm going to be doing August readings, half price, $20 to my PayPal or Cash App. And you can win a cleansed and charged lapis, lazuli, and quartz palm stone from Miss Paranormal Pixie. And thank you so much, Lara, for doing that. A golden obsidian cleansed and cleared palm stone from myself, or I keep saying Druzy spherolite obelisk, but I looked it up and it is not spherolite. I have the name of what it is written down, but it's a beautiful crystal. I've showed it multiple times. So don't forget, got to get those in, I would say by next Tuesday, so I can finish them up and get them out. Miss Arisha, what's up, girl? Gorgeous. Josephine Van Dam, hi. Chillin' Charlie. Louisa's Life. Vixen Joe, hello, hello. All right, let me bring in Ghost Dragons and Arisha. I will read for you, and then we'll give it a few minutes and wait for, others to come in. I'm going to share this right now.
Go ahead.
Oh, I have to do that from YouTube, I suppose.
I have no idea.
Go ahead, Stephen. You say hello, please.
Hello, hello.
Will I share this?
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you? Are you doing good? Is life good? Are you being good to each other? Are you healthy and wealthy?
Healthy, wealthy, and wise, baby.
Is life being good to you? If it's not, I'll come over and beat the crap out of it for you. Believe me, at the mood I've been in today, would be too much. But everybody's good here. Grandpa got good news today, so Pop is happy. They're coming to fix the house, and they're going to come and take care of the missing items. I'm so happy for him.
All right. Let me pull for Arisha so she can go to the gym, and then oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I like this one. This one's I think this one's the darker one. I do have a lighter one that I accidentally left at my mom's this weekend. So I had in one with light pink tips, but just didn't look right. Kirby's 100 and Nut Slab. All right, Miss Arisha, let's go. Let's give it a start this week with the Halloween Oracle. I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm surviving, right? I go from positive to negative so quickly sometimes. And I have this little girl spirit with me that keeps tangling up my necklaces. If you guys notice, this is on a black kind of rope necklace, which this is what it came with, and it's gorgeous. This is my black tourmaline and kyanite necklace that Ghost Dragons got me for either my birthday or Christmas. But she wants to wear them, but she's not strong enough to physically fully form. So they just tangle. And look, I went out, they're right over here, and I bought these things that I can stick to the wall and hang the necklaces like high up out of the reach. Yeah, Nuts Live, every time you come in, that's what I'm going to do. I hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Birthday season is over in my life. For now, anyway, for the next month or two. Until September. We got Ghost Dragons in September and two of my older boys in October, the 9th and the 28th. Okay, great. Arisha, you got the card of winter, the sacredness of pausing.
You have to do jumping jacks while she reads this to you. That way you can start at the gym.
Lightly I step, for the earth falls asleep, a lullaby to rest and pause, the soul's secrets to keep. Death is frightening, even though, or perhaps because, it's inescapable. However, as we move into winter, we know it signals a literal and metaphysical death. In some parts of the planet, the extreme weather means snow and ice buries all life, and the ground lies fallow and still. In winter, the earth slows down and there is less light and often more wet weather. Many plants die back, many animals are less active, and traditionally, if it was a leaner, more difficult time for those who worked on the land for the living. Winter often brought with it the end of a life cycle, a figurative or literal death. Robert Haywood Jr., what's up, cuzzo? Should the winter card appear to you, Arisha, it's time to let what no longer serves you die away. Where it seems natural and right to let things that have been bothering you for some time die back, take real action to make changes to those things. Anything that is superfluous, extra, or burdensome needs to be released. And this is a really important card that I've been pulling a lot lately, not specifically the winter card from the Halloween deck, but cards about winter and rebirth and letting things that no longer serve us fall away. And that includes people, places, and things that no longer serve us. I do feel like you're going through a time where maybe you feel like you've outgrown something or outgrown someone, and that can be really confusing, and it can also be really painful because we live in a society where we're taught, like, culturally, that what do you mean outgrow someone, right? If when it comes to people, if you love somebody, you stick by them. But if this person is not growing with you, they're not changing with you, by the end of it, you're vibrating up here and they're all the way down here. And then what's in between is nothing but dead space. There's lack of communication. And I feel like that could be going on in one aspect or area of your life. Another thing, I just feel like you're moving on to a new phase, and it's not really anything specific. It's just your life in general is kind of becoming different. You know, you wake up one day and realize you're someone else, and you wake up one day and suddenly you have this amazingly successful career. You know, things like that kind of seem to happen overnight, even though they've been a long time coming. So if there are relationships in your life that you're second guessing, really sit and take some time to think about it. But don't only point them out. Don't only become more aware of them. Start taking action and making plans to move on from them and toward something else. If this is the breakup of a relationship, romantic or otherwise, if that's what this is, and I don't know, I don't know a lot about you personally, except that you're gorgeous and awesome and talented. It's okay to want different things than someone else. So you could have started a job with the expectation and promise that by this time, say you've been there 10 years, you're going to be making X amount of money. You never even got a single raise in 10 years, right? It's okay to say, this job is not for me. It's not meeting our joint expectations, right? The boss or the CEO or whoever put these expectations on the table. Within 10 years, this A, B, and C will happen, and has not lived up to those expectations. It's not a fault of yours to want more, to want to do better and be better. That's something to think about in the next week. Baby UFO, 35 dogs in the house for the storm, busy but easy. All such good pups.
That's good.
I'm so glad you got everything full again, and I know you've got to just be in your glory. Eris is sneaking past the dragon.
No, I saw him. I saw him.
It's like with a cat, you just like spray it with some warm water.
I started to write down sneaky ears.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Good luck. And I'm always here if you need an ear.
Well, you want to do announcements or?
Yeah, I really don't have much this week. I just want to mention that Ghostdragonzw will be on. Go ahead. Tell them.
I'm going to be on Paranormal Highway with Eric at noon tomorrow.
Noon Eastern.
Yes, Eastern time. Well, yeah, noon our time, 9 o'clock his time, wherever you're at. But it's not
everybody's. Yeah. So noon Eastern, wherever you live, just calculate what noon Eastern is for you. Okay, because it's actually 9 Eric's time. Right. I will be on with Eric next week at noon Eastern time. And that's pretty much it. I'm just living and breathing and surviving, but I'm doing really well. I forgot to do yoga today, which I just remembered. It was like I finally remembered to eat. So that's
I didn't tell you to eat today. See, I didn't tell you to eat today, and you forgot.
I know you are, sweetie. No, I remember, I was like, I'm going to eat real quick and then do yoga. But what happened was, while I was eating, I got caught up in watching YouTube shorts. And that was the end of that. I also wanted to have a shake because I only had some Ilios, but whatever. It's the first thing I've eaten. Jarvis! All right, who's next?
Josephine.
Josephine, I'm going to use Goddess Power.
Jarvis.
Yeah, so I am doing August personals this week. Tomorrow, I'm starting them tomorrow. I'm so behind because I took Monday off completely to go to the water park. And then it was such an amazing day. And RJ's party on Sunday, like I am so broke, but it was so worth it for his party and his gifts. What's up, Miss Pixie? So, you know, totally worth it. He had a great birthday party. He had a great birthday. He got all his gifts that he wanted. And like I said, birthday season is over now, though. Okay, you got Josephine Yuki Anna, the card of stillness in the shadow position. Ms. Pixie. Card number 52. Some days you wake up frozen, stuck, and unable to move due to the effects of emotional denial and resistance to what is right in front of you. Or maybe you're exhausted, spent from the emotional burden of your current situation. It is good to be here, right? I was just saying, we were just talking backstage about how, like, this stream is like, it's like my week for me. It makes me feel better, and I always am so happy afterwards. The winter goddess Yuki Anna has come to help you move out of and past this experience into a healthier state of stillness. When you're frozen, it's the ego that's refusing to accept life on life's terms, potentially causing you fear and depression. Hey, Bat Mom. Josephine, a particular situation or person may be causing you to see yourself as a victim. The goddess Yuki Anna reminds you that this is but a temporary moment in the millions of moments of your life. The task she has for you is to answer one question. Will you trust the great goddess in the universe to be your active partner in co-creating? If so, slow down and let all your troubles go, and you will see the miracles life has to offer you. Yeah, Josephine, not that I can really blame you, but I do see you dwelling. It's like either you finally taken action or you're finally, why is my ticker not up? You've either finally taken action or you know that you're about to, but for some reason you're hesitating and like wondering if it's really what you want. You know, are you really ready for whatever this is? And it is a big move, and I do feel like it's really cutting ties, going no contact with a certain person in your life that has possibly abused you at the very least emotionally. Yeah, baby UFO, please do. And I feel like you're romancing the situation like a lot of people do when they're about to leave or they leave abusive relationships. You start thinking of the good times. Remember that those good times are fake. They're not real. They're just another element to the abuse. They're another aspect of the persona. If someone is really changing their behavior, you will see their behavior changing, right? It's not one of those things that narcissists do where it's like, look over here as they're like doing whatever they're doing over here. And you're like hypnotized. Okay. You are fully aware of what's going on. It's okay to have a moment, but the longer you dwell, Josephine, the longer you're going to wait for your abundance and your blessing to come in. You're going to be so focused on the past that you're not even seeing, you know, an inch in front of you or ahead of you.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Chillin' Charlie.
Chillin' Charlie, the signs of the times. Guys, don't forget, if you have to leave early for any reason, just let me know. And don't forget, Gemma Jade merch at jivecreations.com, and send me a picture, whether you email it to me or message it to me, text it. I am sending out gifts or doing free readings for anyone who makes a purchase. It doesn't have to be a large purchase. Purchase one thing, anything. Show it to me that you got it, and you'll be entered to win something awesome from me. Chillin' Charlie, you got the rainbow card, the card of hope. Card number 6. When a rainbow appears in the sky seemingly out of nowhere, it can seem like magic or a sign. Rainbows are a symbol of hope and luck because they represent the vibrant beauty that follows a storm, both literally and figuratively. Rainbows appear in other unexpected ways as well, such as a shimmering reflection from the sun, splayed on a wall, or in a child's scribbled drawing. Children display the carefree and hopeful vibe of this energy, so when they incorporate rainbows into their art, they are truly reflecting the positivity this represents. When this sign shows up for you, it's time to try looking at the glass as being half full. You have been through a difficult time, but this rainbow is a beautiful message of endless possibilities and wonder, a sign of healing and forward momentum. There are wonderful things waiting for you at the end of this symbolic rainbow, so chill and Charlie, have faith. Josephine, you're welcome. Additional meanings: better days are ahead, let go of previous struggles, inspiration from children, and keeping the faith. So this is, we're already starting a theme here, right? Chill and Charlie, there's an opportunity that I feel is going to be coming in for you in the next week or two, that it's like something that you always wanted, something you initially started working towards, but then it was like taking too long or something, and you just kind of gave it up. And decided that, you know, you're too old for this, or it's never going to happen for you if it hasn't happened already. All of those negative things and lies we tell ourselves about ourselves. Yeah, you're wrong. Whatever this is about to come in. The issue is, just like I told Josephine, if you're dwelling on the past, you're not seeing what's right in front of you, let alone the future ahead of you, right? This is the universe telling you, literally look for a rainbow as a sign that you are on the right path this week, or as a sign that something amazing and incredible is about to happen in your life. However, you have to believe that something amazing and incredible can happen in your life before it can happen.
This is very true.
Max Stacks, can I respond to that? So Max Stacks says, Gemma, no one likes me all my life, and I honestly don't know why. It's a mystery to me. Number one, I will say I like you because I see your energy through the words that you type somehow. And I think you're awesome, or you wouldn't be in here. And number two, I've always had that issue too. And I feel like a lot of people in this chat, Long Island Bigfoot, hi, birthday week is up. So let's get talking about when I'm coming on and hanging out with you. I'm so excited. I think a lot of people in here, Max, would say the same thing. No matter how nice I am to somebody, no matter how hard I try at my job, no matter how much extra work I do, it's like I'm always the odd person out. Like I'm always the weird person, or it's being a light worker. And the problem is you're surrounded by people that are not vibrating at your frequency, so they're never going to like you. They're looking up at you. You're shining too bright. And I know that sounds really cliche, but just think of it in terms of energy. If your energy is up here and you're surrounded by people, like I was saying to Arisha, who are down here, there's that huge gap in between you. And until they make moves to better themselves and try to understand life better, to, you know, fill in that gap and rise, you're never going to mesh with these types of people. I would recommend changing your situation. Actively changing the things you do, the places you go every week, the people you communicate with and allow into your inner circle. I promise you, it's literally not you, it's them. And nobody's perfect. But when you have the ability to look inside of yourself and love who you are and see who you truly are, and hate some things about yourself, but be willing to admit to them, own them, and make, you know, the proper necessary changes to like audit yourself, that's being a good person. That's what a good person is. And I feel like me and like a lot of us, you may inadvertently attract these lower vibrational people, meaning vibrating lower than you, and you're never going to have anything in common with them. No matter how hard you try, they're never going to like you because they're not on your level, literally. I've always been very I've always been the odd person out too. I've always, even now, I feel like I just can't do anything right sometimes, or I always say the wrong thing. I'm so awkward. I'm, you know, I just don't fit in, and I never did. But finally at 40 years old, I've come to love myself. I love who I am. I accept myself, but I'm also able to look inside of myself and say, you know, maybe this isn't a really good trait that I have, and really work on it. And as long as you're doing that, you're going to keep vibrating higher and higher. And eventually you're going to get to a point where these lower vibrational individuals, they'll literally cross the street to avoid being in your path. Mommy! My mom is in the house, everyone. Mom, I don't know if you got my text. They sent your drum to my house. So I will bring it, and I have. Oh, let me show you guys what I got. Damien, my 18-year-old.
Mom, she's putting me in the luggage, so I'll be there.
So check
I'll
this
be
out.
in the blue suitcase, so don't
It's
leave me in
pyrite.
the... That's so cool. Those are so cool.
Pure pyrite, guys. This is how I get crystals into Damien and my son Kyle's room. Nothing girly. I find these little gems and I send them off to them. Make sure they're protected. Cousin Robert is in the house, mother. And guys, remember, my mom's really not that good at typing. So if she doesn't respond directly to you, she's not ignoring you. She just either didn't see what you said or... Oh, because I sent you a picture of the drum and I said it figures they sent it to my house, a-holes. I'll bring it next time. That's exactly what it said. Mike Roberts, so good to see you. Anyone else I missed that snuck on in there?
Mike, I
As a
was
matter of
just
fact,
going to
guys,
text you
I'm sorry.
tonight.
Real quick, I want to show you guys something.
Sorry, I was writing Mikey's name down. And Mom.
So I used the gym bag from Jive Creations, the Gemma Jade gym bag at the water park the other day. And the girl who was searching my bag, she was looking, she's like, that's you. I was like, yeah. Yep, that's me. So Mom, here it is, your final birthday gift that was supposed to be sent to your house. My mom is part Native American and she collects artifacts and statues. So when I saw this drum, Tree of Life on the back, I just thought it was so beautiful. It's got the feather stick. It was my mom. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't care what it costs. My mom needs that in her life. So she's got the sword, an authentic, not sword, bow and arrow, and I don't want to call it a spear. I almost said stick, but I'm like, that's not right either. Yeah, you've been a little AWOL, but you know, I hope that you are figuring some things out and growing, you know, and not Mike self-isolating. I know how easy it is to do that. I'm not judging you. All right, who's next? You're welcome, Mother.
Louisa.
Miss Louisa.
Louisa.
Let me just think for a minute. Louisa, I think I'm going to use, yes, Long Island Bigfoot. Thank you. And by the way, I think I'm going to message you tomorrow and we'll set something up if you have time. I was going to say stick, Jarvis. Yes, I know. I don't know about things and stuff, guys. Come on. You guys don't know me by now? Jarvis, you've known me like the longest out of pretty much anyone in here. You and Steven and I think Vixen Doe. You guys are the old school crew. You don't know I know nothing. Max
You're
Stack
such a
says, I honestly, I'm sorry?
No, I said you're such a professional.
Oh yeah, I'm total professional. Max Stack says, I honestly, many times have tried to be extra nice to people. Then I find out later they hate me. And I'm not joking. It's weird. I wish someone in my life would set me right, if that makes sense. No, listen, it's not that you need to be set right. I'm telling you, I worked at a job as a waitress where I took everyone's big tables. I did everyone's side work. Every single night I would choose a different person to stay late for. I lived upstairs on top of the place. So at any time of day or night, they would knock on the door. I worked 7 days a week. I worked from open to lunch. I took a 1 hour break and then I worked until the bar closed at 3 a.m. I slept for 4 hours, got up and did it again. And I did this for months and everybody there hated me.
Do it, fix it. Thank
With
you.
your arm. It's just happening. You got to move the little thumb thing off of those.
Yes, I know.
Move your
Well,
arrow.
it's my keys. I have to unsync them again.
Oh, okay. It's no big deal.
Yeah,
and so why did that happen? Not because I'm a bad person, but it was because they saw something in me. Their energy was not meshing with mine. Because people like that do tend to cluster, right? We're light workers. It's hard for us to find our soul tribe and our soul family. Lower vibrational people all tend to cluster together. And that's why it seems like a whole group of maybe really cool people don't like you, but in actuality, they're not that cool. They're just lower vibrational and you're just vibrating higher than them. And then you have other people that are just a-holes. You know, if you know, Max, that you're being a good person, I think, Jarvis, is just a spear, I think. Yeah, they form cliques. If you know that you're genuinely being a good person, if you know that you have done nothing to make these people not like you, then I want you to think about this. How could it possibly be you? Just saying. All right, Miss Louisa. I am using the Oracle of Shadows and Light, not to be confused with the Shadow and Light. Powwows, yeah. I want to bring my mom to one of those. I'm really excited for Power Unity in November, though. I've been wanting to do something like that with my mom for a really long time, and I finally have the means to do it, be able to go. It's right in Woodbridge, so Woodbridge is actually located almost halfway between where my house is and my mom's house is, so it worked out really well. And Chip Coffey is going to be there, and he's doing like a whole reading thing. I love watching other mediums read. It's so exciting. They never read me, but they always look at me funny. Like, we went to see Craig McManus. And my mom's like, did you see the way he kept looking at you? Like, he just kept stopping what he was doing and just looking at me, and then like looking like, but I know why. It's because of who I am. It's because my energy, right? Paranormal Pixie, yes. I'm hoping that some people might travel for it, but it's only being held at Woodbridge High School, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But I told you guys last week, one day I will be invited as a speaker, and I don't care if it's to Woodbridge High School. All right, Louisa, this is what you got to deal with when you come in here. I'm a rambler. All right, you got the Fairy of the Highlands, and the message is it's time to be brave. The Fairy of the Highlands does not want to fight. She feels it's not in her nature. She wants to resolve disputes peacefully, but she will fight if she must, and if it comes to that. She is showing you now that you too have the means to stand up for yourself, even though you have almost chronically avoided conflict and allowed others to take advantage of you. It's time to take up this sword, to step into that part of yourself that knows how to take a stand, speak the truth, and don't back down when the threat of a conflict comes. It may seem unnatural and wrong and frightening, and this little fairy knows it, but it's time. And this giving up of what you have worked so hard for in order to avoid conflict or confrontation is no longer right. Take that stand and hold up the sword. The Fairy of the Highlands will be there with you. And when the threat is over, she will help you celebrate your victory. And thank you, sir. Thank you. And that's why I love this stream, because I feel awesome when I'm in this stream. I really do. I feel strong and powerful and like I can do anything and take on the world, you know, which is very different from how I feel in my regular everyday life. Yeah, Louisa, the Fairy of the Highlands speaks to you. See this, my sword of power? I have long feared to use it, but now I must grow strong and take it up, and you must too. The thought of wielding it, of hurting anything or anyone makes me sad, but I know what must be done, and I must learn to fight the good fight and stand up for what I believe in. Although I have been told I must not be aggressive, in fact, I now know I must take up my arms against this trouble and finish it for once and for all. I'm going into battle, and for that I feel sorrow. But I will be fearless and strong and do what needs to be done. I may bathe my sword in tears, but I will no longer hold it back when the threat that approaches relies on my fear for its victory. This is an amazing card. I will no longer give away my power so easily. This time I will take back what is mine. I think I'm going to make this my Facebook status. Divination message, Louisa, the time of truce has come to an end. It's time to speak your truth and be strong. People have been taking over your ground, wanting what you have worked hard for without doing any work themselves. They have done so by taking advantage of your peaceful nature, but enough is enough. Sad as it is, it's time to change this, to cut away the cords between you and those who have taken so much, and now you will go into battle. Yes, it's sad. Yes, the Highland Fairy is sad for you, but do not allow sorrow and guilt to neglect self-protection. Honor yourself, raise your sword, and never back down. Slay Queen. Okay, this is what I'm saying. All right. There's a lot here. Louisa, I definitely feel like you've been playing a game, right? In one area of your life. And it could be something like main focus, like your relationship, but it also could be periphery, like family members you see every once in a while. But it's like there is someone here that makes backhanded remarks or offhanded compliments, oh, you're so lucky that you can eat cake, and or no, like, you're eating that cake, oops, watch those hips, or like something, you know what I mean? You're so pretty. I would never be bold enough to wear that color makeup. Those little digs that they take at you in front of people, and you just smile. And honey, I do it all the time. I am the queen of this, right? Knowing that someone hates my guts and yet still putting myself in their presence to keep the peace. I would literally, I say it all the time, rather lay on my back and go like this and play dead like a turtle than have any kind of confrontation. Now, depending on who you ask, that's definitely true, right? But there are times when we have to stand up for what's right for ourselves. And I just feel like this person, hey, Melissa, is pushing you way too far. This person has become an absolute drain, but I see them not only draining maybe your finances, maybe you don't have enough time for yourself anymore because you're constantly giving. This person has also been draining you spiritually. They're a vampire. They're an energy vampire. And I feel like it's like enough is enough. And I know that it's really easy to worry about what other people are going to think about this, right? For instance, say this person is your sister. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, what's my mom going to say? Something like that. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. The universe is telling you that if you don't stop this now, it's never going to end. And you're going to end up with nothing. You're going to end up drained, hopeless, helpless, and feeling worthless simply because this person wanted to use you to get their kicks. I don't know if you know who this person is, but I would beware of people like that you have kind of an iffy relationship with, inviting you out in the next week or two. I would be really careful with accepting invitations from anyone other than people that are in your immediate circle all of the time. If you have to second guess whether or not you should spend time with someone, I would normally say, don't spend time with them. This card is saying spend time with them. And the minute they act up, that's it. Put them in their place for once and for all. Because let me tell you something. Once you stand up for yourself with whoever this is, it doesn't work like this all the time. This is specifically for you, Louisa. Once you stand up to this person, they're going to be so shocked. They are going to slink away and crawl back under the rock, and they're not going to be talking poop about you anymore. Period. And you're going to finally earn the respect. Not that you need to earn it from people. As long as you respect yourself, you're good. But it does feel good. If you can't think of anyone right now, in the next week or two, be very conscious of who you make plans with. Okay, because there is someone, if it was someone in your immediate circle, you would know immediately who I was talking about. That means it's someone in your periphery, maybe a friend of a friend, maybe your brother's wife, maybe, an in-law or a distant cousin. Somebody is going to come around, invite you out because they feel like they're going to either have you pay for everything, or they're going to make comments about the way you dress, or they're going to use you to make themselves feel better. And you cannot put up with it this time.
Okay, you ready? Got private chat. Somebody keeps leaving you messages.
By the way, girl, how them nails come in? I'm thinking of doing my own too.
Okay, and then your next person is, you want to do Mom next, and then we'll do Vixen?
Yeah, let me read for Mama. I did want to mention that real quick, guys, and I know I've been yakking away, but I think it needs to be said. When we have a guest on, especially, whenever I give advice or Ghost Dragons gives advice specifically to a guest, but to anybody, Long Island Bigfoot, energy vampire, yeah, we call them human straws because they just suck you dry. It's always based on that person's belief. So as I tell you guys all the time, with all of my abilities, everything going on in my life, I'm a devout Christian. I worship Jesus Christ first and foremost. But not a lot of people know that about me because that's not what my channel is for. It's not what it's about. And I don't push it on people. I mention it because it's part of who I am, but I don't insist that everyone follow that. But sometimes religion's going to come up. I try really hard for it not to. Sometimes politics are going to come up, and I really try hard for those not to, because I think people would be very surprised the way that I lean. And I don't want to alienate anybody. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I feel really bad the other day that people were getting triggered because we were just suggesting to New England Dirt Roadie, who is also a Christian and looking for ways to cleanse his home and get rid of demonic activity, that we were suggesting holy water and crucifixes. So that wasn't to trigger or offend anyone in the chat. That was our suggestion to our guest based on his own religion. So I never, ever, and I hope you guys know this about me already, and Ghost Dragons too, we don't set out to ever alienate, offend, trigger, but sometimes those things will come up. So
and sometimes you got to speak your truth.
Yeah, and especially
we don't mean to offend anybody. We really don't. We just want you to understand.
When we have a guest, and we're focused on that guest, and that guest is religious, I'm going to bring that into it. I'm a religious person myself, and I'm a walking contradiction, right? How can you have these gifts and abilities and still and it's because I have them that I know what's there. I know it's on the other side, and I know things. Okay. I know stuff, but that needed to be said. And I kind of forgot in the beginning. Yeah. And Lara, and that's true. And that's exactly what I mean by this. Like I try to, we apologize for it, but I can't stop a stream in the middle. Especially I never get to have guests on, that's exciting for me. And I just feel like if it triggers you, then leave the stream, but it doesn't mean you have to leave the channel or report the show for misinformation or triggering, which someone did, and try to cause problems for me. I feel like if something triggered me, and I'm not saying a specific person because 3 people in the chat, but one of them did it. I'm not going to mention which one, but I would just leave the chat. I wouldn't bar the channel and try to get the host in trouble, and we did apologize for it. But the fact of the matter is,
television, if you don't like what you're watching, change it. I mean, it's just a matter of, we try to be respectful of everybody's opinions, everybody's beliefs, everybody's thoughts and stance on life. And we're going to cross lines and we're going to offend somebody at one point or another. And you have that option. And if you want to speak up, just do it respectfully. That's all we ask.
Do you guys think that nothing anyone ever says, even among friends in the Wednesday night stream, ever offends me or upsets me? It happens at least once a month, but I just move on from it and I work it out because I know that the people in here are not trying to hurt, trigger, or offend me. And if you guys don't know our hearts by now, that we would never purposely do that. Triggered by the triggering. Yeah, the triggering triggers me. I am the least controversial person. Well, not if I trigger you on purpose. I know all your triggers. But I think that needs to be said because I was reported for misinformation, which there was no misinformation, of course. But now I lose that monetization for the next few days until a human being, they caused me some issues. And it's not fair because I was simply helping a guest. If someone who was pagan came on, I would talk to them about pagan ritual. If someone who was Buddhist or Muslim or atheist, I would, I would integrate that into the ritual I was giving them. So it wasn't about pushing Christianity or Catholicism. It was merely, that's the man's religion. That is what is going to work for him.
Yeah. And I'm the one that usually does the triggering. It's usually me that triggers the people. I'm not going to lie. I know the truth.
Long Island Bigfoot says, you're showing that you care right now. You'll never please everyone. So best you can do is humbly explain just like this. You're a class act. Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. Seriously. Because I don't ever want anyone to feel alienated or, we all know how that feels. That's one of the main reasons I love this stream because we don't treat people that way. So I feel like that needed to be said. And now I'm going to read from my mom using the Shapeshifter Oracle. I get emotional because I start to feel bad that I may have alienated someone that I really care about, but hopefully that isn't the case. Paranormal Pixie, absolutely. And thank you, Mother. My mom says I'm always fair, and I do try to be. I really do. And Pixie, yeah, and I feel like in this chat you can say that. I'm not into this, guys. I'll see you next time. No big deal. And no one's going to be like, oh, get out of here, burn her. We're just, I was just surprised that I was reported. Like somebody was just so willing to mess with my livelihood over recommending someone hang a crucifix in their home. Someone who believes in God. So, all right, I don't want to talk about it anymore, but that needed to be said. Thank you, Stephen, for bringing it up. Oh, Mom, I know you're going to love this one. My mom she's not an animal person, okay? And not really domestic animals, but outside animals, like she's not an outside animal type of gal, okay? She comes running in the house when she sees like a skunk half a mile up the road, terrified. Luis, I'm glad, and that's really what this stream is all about. That's why I take the time to talk. That's why I go for 3 to 4 hours to like hang out. Mom, you got hedgehog love, positivity, and uplifting new friends. Jarvis. 2 of the people were people that weren't from this stream, though, and I felt bad about that even more because it was like now they think this is what my streams are about. You know, but like Long Island Bigfoot said, you can't please all the people all the time, and I can only be who I am. All right, Mama, you have found a new family, a soul group of kin friends with whom you can play, teach, laugh, and share. Groups like this hedgehog gathering are made up of individuals, but they can act as one when it comes to keeping their friends protected, safe, and feeling like they truly belong. Sometimes for the first time in their lives, these hedgehogs will teach you their ways, and for a time, you'll be one of them. You are safe with your friends, and together you'll laugh, play, and nourish each other with connection and kinship, the sense of being at home, and feeling of belonging that you have not felt for some time. They don't ask you to be unlike your true self, just to respect their ways while you're among them. You are healing very deeply on levels that may never be fully apparent, but the protection you are or will soon be enjoying is allowing you to pull back your defensive armor, be completely vulnerable, and rediscover your dreams and abilities, some of which you had put away. And Mom, we were talking about this the other day where I know she won't mind me telling you guys. My mom has always had lucid dreams. She didn't know that's what they were, of flying, but she could never, it's funny because she'll go, I flap my wings, you know, and she makes the whole pantomime, but she can't go higher than the telephone wires. So she was so excited. She was jumping up and down the other day because she lucid dreamed that she didn't have to flap her arms anymore. She just shot up into the sky and she went into the heavens and she was waving at people in airplanes. And it said to her, you're spiritually ascending, you're growing. Right? And your dreams are going to reflect that because your dreams are mainly your subconscious and your higher self. That's exactly what this card is saying. Hedgehog love speaks. You are like us. You have been taken, adopted, marked, and accepted by creatures who are other, disproving your belief that you're an eternal outsider. You have found kin, and now you know you can always call on your brothers and sisters, people who are real, positive, upbeat, and determined, wish to hang out with you now. Join them and let's all experience a time of play, of protection, of being surrounded by loving beings. Like us, you may look different on the outside and you may seem a bit prickly from time to time, but you just want to be safe and to be surrounded by people who accept you and bring out the best in you. You'll find a true home with us despite our many differences. You will bear physically and energetically a mark that will help your brothers and sisters recognize you, making it easy for them to make friends with you, include you in their activities, groups, and parties, and tell you you're loved for being who you are. Divination, this card indicates your true family will be for a time a group of close-knit friends who look out for each other and have lots of fun times and adventures together. It's a bit of a closed group, not so welcoming to outsiders. I already know who this group is. We were all together at the water park. There's a couple others. You may feel like you have a new adopted family in it, as if you were once an outcast but have now come home. You may find great relief from loneliness and isolation, and you discover new animal friends and pets, or a group that cares deeply about animals could be about to enter your life. While this group is very tight, your individuality is respected and encouraged. It's very supported. This could be a rich and exciting social time, and you'll find new friends while on new adventures. Your peace of mind is developing and growing, and the more gratitude you show the world of nature, the more this deep peace will grow and endure. Mom, even when it comes time to move on, as it shall come soon, you will be able to shift into a new environment fully protected and with a great deal of help. Your friends, old and new, are never far from you and will never abandon you, not now that you have shared so much together. The friendships you make at this time are very loyal and could last forever. So, Mom, I don't feel like this is, I mean, it very well could be a new group of people coming in. but I feel more like it's you connecting on a deeper level with some people that are already in your life. I feel like for the first time, either in your life or in a really long time, you are very deeply and closely connected with and to someone. And I always feel strange when I'm talking about myself to someone in a reading, but I feel like it's obviously me and the bond that we have grown so much over the past year and a half that it's like we're like this now, you know. It's unbreakable, it's unshatterable. And I think that's something we both worked and strive for a really long time. And I also think that it's pulling you out of this shell of constant overthinking, constant the addiction to stress, and all of these things that I'm watching you overcome. And it's because of you being able to be open, to be vulnerable, to be yourself, to say what you think, to be silly when you feel like being silly, to have a beer and a cigarette when you feel like having one, and to get out and enjoy life again. Because I feel like for a long time you had this feeling of being trapped. And I just feel like this is the universe telling you, like, keep connecting the way you are. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show love. It's okay to stand up for yourself. It's okay to say no, because at the end of the day, the people that love you are going to be there whether you say yes or no, whether you're vulnerable or not, whether you win, lose, or draw, you know? And I feel like this card's just calling your attention to a lot of good times that are to come with you and your very close-knit soul family. Jules, what's up, girl? No, you didn't miss it, sweetie.
I didn't even know she was here. Was she here before?
I didn't see her. I didn't see you here before. My mom says, my friends are your friends on your stream. I love them all. My mom is the first one who pointed out. She's like, I don't know much about YouTube. This was over a year ago. She's like, but is that stream you have, is that like normal? Like people, I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, there's like no, she's like, it's so positive. And I'm like, no, it's actually very abnormal. And I don't know how we manage to do it every week, but I'm so glad that we do. I love this stream. I never leave this stream feeling bad, angry, upset, or anything like that. This Monday, guys, by the way, we are going to be discussing in the pre-recorded people that have lived with Bigfoot habituation. Who's next?
A person. Oh, Vixen to.
Yeah, Edna, I'm so sorry to hear that. Let's send prayers and positivity to Aunt Edna and her friend. Definitely praying for you, sending you lots of light so that you have extra to pass on. Max Sachs, thank you. I do really try. But honestly, with you guys, it's kind of effortless. I can't help but be happy in here. Madison Teague, hi. Vixen Joe, let's see. What do we got for you, baby girl? I'm going to use the Compendium of Witches, which is the new deck that I had last week that Nutslap got for me. I was telling you guys I'm really excited about this deck because it has a clarifier. Everyone, let's pray and send love, light, and positivity. Do what y'all do for Aunt Edna's friend, Laura. All right? Please. If you light candles, light your candles for her. If you are an energy worker, sorry, and you are among friends here. Yeah, so I am very excited about this deck because I always, if you got a personal reading from me, which most of you have, you'll know that I pull 3 regular cards for a general remote, 3 regular cards and 3 clarifiers. And these cards have the cards and then a separate deck that are clarifiers. So Nutslap, that's a great question. The Galactic Federation video, that's going to be 8 to 10 videos. I have a lot of information. I'm currently working on the first video now, which is going to simply talk probably for an hour to an hour and a half on the Galactic Federation. The thing is, I'm trying not to do it scripted. I'm trying to just chat with y'all through notes. Then I'm going to go into each being that's a member, what their role here is on Earth. I've got so much info. So I'm hoping that the first or second Monday of August, I will premiere the Galactic Federation series. And depending how I'm going to do it, it may be 2 videos a week. Oh, honey. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so sweet. And just know that, like, you do make a difference when you shoot positivity out there, guys. I'm telling you. You can literally light up a whole room. If you surround yourself in light and imagine it shooting out of you, just imagine it in your head. As you walk into a room, your energy is going to light that room up. And you're not even going to be aware, except that people that were angry or sad a second ago before you walked in, they're going to be noticeably happier, vibrating higher. You really can do that. Yeah, nut slap. About a week ago, I just randomly started getting all of these downloads. They're like, it's time to talk about this now. And I just was writing. I have, now I'm up to 2 full notebooks, about 1,000 to 1,800, I think 1,800 pages I have front and back, scribbling and notes. And plus I did my own research to try to see if like I can debunk anything that was sent to me. So far, no. Laura Labs, hi. All right, Miss Vixen Doe, let's go. Card number 4, the Wind Rider. Autonomy, authenticity, integrity, and untamedness. She rides fast and resolute as the eastern wind blows fierce on her reddened cheeks. Around her there is nothing but an endless sea of grass, above which the sky rules infinite. The Wind Rider accentuates the wild and most authentic aspects of ourselves, the side that does not hide in shadow when confronted with the expectations and judgments of others. She speaks to the confidence in one's worth and abilities and reflects an unapologetic stance about our values and ideals. About the witch, Kaja was born in the 4th century BC in BC Attica. Revolted by the idea of living the subdued life expected from a woman in ancient Greece, she fled east and never looked back. Her journey took her to the lands inhabited by the Scythians, where her skills allowed her to rise to the status of advisor to the tribal chief. Vixen Doe, I haven't heard much lately. Oh, Max, you guys are so sweet. You guys have no idea how much, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm like thirsty when I come in here, and you guys are just like my well. Sincerely. Vixen, I don't know what's going on too much in your personal life, but I feel like you are finally understanding that you are a badass. I feel like there's still a part of you, though, because you've been so conditioned, like most of us are, to kind of follow societal norms and don't do that. Don't say that. That's not proper. That's not, and I'm not trying to make any kind of statement on like the patriarchy, right? I just feel like Vixen Doe individually has reached a point spiritually that you are now so ascended that everything that you've ever known and the people that you've known are beneath you. Finding that balance between looking down on someone and looking down at someone, right? If you're just looking at someone, you're taking them in, you're listening to what they're saying, you're understanding, you're not going to change for them, right? Because you are who you are. Yeah, Max, thank you. But looking down on someone is totally different, right? Because you're kind of snubbing them. You're like, this person. I feel like you have to find that fine line. I feel like you finally realize what a goddess you are. And if you don't, I feel like something in the next 2 weeks, you are finally going to either take a stand or make a statement or change something so drastically and dramatically that it's going to be like, wow, I never thought I'd be able to do that. And look at me, here I go. And of course, there's going to be at least one person like, oh, excuse me, and it's just like, block that person out, strut your stuff. You should be walking around right now, Vixen Doe, whether you really realize it or not. The way I see your energy, you should be strutting like those chicks in Mean Girls. You have this like badassery around your energy right now. For whatever it is, you must have made some kind of huge change in the near past that really brought you into this place of power. But I do feel like there's something that could be really threatening that. But for some reason, I see it as this person who's very much below you, and they're with the finger, and they're pointing, and they're judging, and they're indicting, and they're shaming. And it's up to you if you're going to continue being who you are and totally, killing it and taking a stand, not being silenced, or if you're going to listen to them, be a good little girl, cross your arms so that they're not able to touch anything, and follow the pack. Okay. Yes, Vixen Doe says, I love that movie, by the way. I do try very hard not to think bad about anyone, staying out of their negative energy. Right. And I feel like someone is bringing that negative energy to you, but you are spiritually enlightened enough now, after everything you've been through. I don't know what this is, but I'm seeing this like major, massive shift higher in your life in the last 6 months to a year. Okay. And I feel like now there's somebody coming around trying to guilt you, shame you, make you feel bad. Just don't listen to them. It's literally that easy. Sometimes it's not, but I feel like in your case, it really is. Just don't listen to them. You know who you are. And the less you listen to people like that, the more you will know who you are. Then you can teach others. Then you can advise others, slowly coming into the crone. Gone through the maiden, the mother, the crone. New England Dirt Roadie. Don't worry about it. Better late than never. Never late is better. That's why I pick and choose. I don't get stuff confused. I keep a small circle. I'm not with different crews. I'm ready to pull this clip out and just let my hair down, guys, because it's hurting my head.
Baby doll. I'd let my hair down, and then all my horns would show, and my scales would show, and then you'd have to put me back on the chain.
Rawr. And that's all I heard in my head when you said that. So, and I did message you, I think, yesterday. I know you have so much going on. I just want to make sure I had the right number, because otherwise someone got a text that was like, is this my most favoriteest, most beautifulest aunt in the world, my Aunt Edna, or like something like that. So my dad, who you can't depend on the man to know stuff, right? He's fried. He wants me to read for a friend of his who's kind of going through something. And I was like, Daddy, I charge for that, for the video face-to-face. I was like, but you know what? I'll do it for him, because it's my dad's roommate. And, if I can help someone, I'd love to. So I said, listen, I'm busy all this week. Let me message him when I'm ready, and we can set something up to do the video call, and I won't charge him. Right. So I'm losing $120, but I'm doing it for my dad. I don't even know this guy. My dad gives me the message. I message the guy. I'm like, hey, it's Gemma, Kelly's daughter. A, B, and C. I'm ready to do this now. Let's get you this reading. Let's see what the future has in store for you. You're going to be fine. No answer. The next morning, I'm like, hey, it's Gemma again. Let's set something up for today. I'm going to call in your spirit team. I'm talking about all this stuff. And I get a message that says, wrong number, weirdo. Oops. Kirby's is not here. So let's read for Sir Slap.
Sir Slap.
Nut Slap. And by the way, New England Dirt Roadie, I didn't bring home any new decks, but I did look for the Knights Templar deck. I don't know. I still don't know. I swear, once I get all my decks from my mom's, or have all my decks together otherwise, I'm just going to do a video chat with you and go through, show you the cover for each deck. Nut Slap. Been good. I've been awesome. That is what I love to hear. That's my Julie girl. Oh, did you? Vixen Joe. Can you drop the link? Are you a wrench? I'm probably, if you've told me I'm subscribed, I'm thinking of doing shorts, guys. I'm just not sure what I'm going to talk about yet. And I also have a new series coming up. Anytime Oracle, I'm trying really hard to get to it, but there is a lot of new stuff coming for my channel. I'm just trying to find the right balance personally, but I do want to start doing shorts, but I feel like I need to have a niche.
A niche? A niche? You need a
Then
niche?
again, it's like I could pretty much do anything I want. It's only, why are you not a wrench?
I was going to say she's not a wrench. You should make her a wrench. She should have been a wrench many moons ago upon the
I
days
know,
of
that's
old.
so weird. All right, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I hope you guys got time because this stream is going a little long.
She's all wound up.
I am.
Well, I guess you don't need me then. I can go and.
No, stop. Hold on. Let me pause this. Oh, not pause, mute, I meant. All right, as soon as I get in past the ads and get to the chat, I will wrench you. Unless it's not going to show me the chat. You're not going to show me the chat for real. So I have no chat.
What's the deal? Hit.
It's not.
Wait, go to.
No, it's just not there.
Hit your reboot on YouTube. Hit your reboot button, your little circle button, and see if it reboots it up. I had that problem the other day.
It's just not there. No chat.
That's messed up.
Vixen Doe, what's the channel? What is it called? Thank you, Miss Laura. Niche. I have a lisp that I've been trying to outgrow my entire life, okay? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I noticed in the last couple of videos it's come out pretty strong. I've been trying to fix it. You guys are so sweet. Nessa, nice. All right, Nutslap. Deep, dark, and dangerous. That's how we do. This is how we do. Make a move and act a fool while we up in the club. Oh, Persephone, the journey. I somehow knew you were going to pull a card like this, actually. I really did. You're welcome. Card number 16. I do. I love this one. This is my favorite one. I may end up taking it off, though, because I was clipping it really quickly because I had on light pink and it didn't look right. And I clipped it into, like, my scalp instead of onto my ponytail. So I may just whip it off and let my hair down. But I do love this one. I think I may actually go to do this professionally. If my grays grew like this, I would always keep my grays. I wouldn't even dye my hair.
Hey, now.
All right. Nutslap, to rise, to get where you wish to go is a process and journey. While catalyst to change can appear overnight, transformation rarely does. Be patient. There is a season for everything. Work with the cycles, the seasons, the sun, the moon. There is a time for introversion, extroversion, growth, and stillness. The tale of Persephone is one of the most well-known ancient myths of Western civilization. Persephone's kidnapping by Hades and her descent into the underworld and the consequences of her mother Demeter's grief is an iconic story of change and growth. After falling in love with Persephone from afar, Hades goes to his brother Zeus, the leader of all of the gods, for permission to marry her. Zeus says yes and agrees that he will speak to Persephone's mother Demeter, goddess of agriculture and the seasons, and the girl herself. Zeus forgets, though, and time passes. Yes, I do. This is a ponytail. Hades gets impatient, and Zeus is hard to find, so he seizes Persephone while she's simply picnicking with some friends and takes her down. Thank you so much, Louisa. To the underworld. Demeter searches for her missing daughter across the earth and cannot find her. In her grief, she stops helping the plants to grow. The weather becomes poor, and all agriculture dries up. The race of humans then suffers a great famine, and many are dying. Meanwhile, Persephone is frightened by the audacity of the kidnap in the underworld itself, yet she is treated with respect. Hades wishes to marry her and thus offers her a queendom, and with that she will become the co-ruler of the realm of the underworld and the dead. She will become powerful and his wife. As she is not dead and still has worldly needs, she is also offered food. A juicy pomegranate with ruby seeds is given to her. But what she doesn't realize is that if she takes food while in the underworld, she will be part of that world and she will have to stay. No, we don't need anyone to take anyone's spot. We've got plenty of time. But thank you, Cuzzo. Up above on the earthly plane, men cry out for help to Zeus, and he hears. He asks Demeter to give the earth its fecundity again, but she refuses until Persephone can be found. By this time, some of the other gods know who took her, so Zeus goes to Hades to negotiate. Demeter demands her daughter's return outright, but there's an issue now. Persephone has taken food. She has eaten 6 pomegranate seeds and so must stay with Hades. Zeus brokers the deal so that for 6 months Persephone will stay with Hades and be his queen. The other 6 months after journeying up from the underworld she will spend with her mother on the earth's surface. She is escorted up through the darkness by her friend Hecate, the torchbearer, who illuminates the way. The overarching idea here, Nutslap, is about the journey of the change of the seasons. We see how winter is death and rest, spring is renewal and growth, and summer brings all to peak fruition, then transforms again into the contraction of autumn. Change and transition are everywhere and constant. We see the natural cycle as equally important. There are times to feel introverted and extroverted, energetic, restful, happy, and sad. None are better than the other. Your plant companion is the pomegranate, and your crystal companion is garnet. Garnet is January's birthstone, by the way, and it is a super powerful gemstone. I don't have any. I have like the little ones that I can't think of the word. Infuse my sprays with, but I don't have an actual chunk, and I really do want a chunk of garnet because it is gorgeous. It is dark red as opposed to July's ruby, which is obviously bright red. So, Nutslap, what this card is saying is, as long as you're putting in the work, know that your life is going to change for the better, and it's going to happen soon. Now, if you're not putting any work in, then obviously there's an issue here, and you have to figure out where you want to go, what you want to do, what is it that you want out of life? Because when you're trying to manifest something better, you can't just say, I want something better. Like, you can't just manifest, I want to be rich. Because the universe doesn't know what rich is to you. Rich for one person could be $1,000. Rich for another is $1 million. Rich for someone else is unlimited funds. You have to be very specific with what you're trying to manifest. And if you don't even know what that is, then you're going to have issues. Do what... Your dad's name is Garnet? That is so cool. Do what... Or think about what you want to do. Think about doing what makes you the happiest. If you want to see change in your life, Nutslap, you have to start changing from within. And that's not to say anything's wrong with you, right? There's nothing wrong with you. You're in the wrong place. And you know you want more, and you know you want better, and you know you want something different. But if you don't know what that is, the universe doesn't know either, okay? Be very specific, whether you pray, whether you manifest, whether you're just thinking thoughts of something better. Be specific. I want to own my own home. Okay, where? What does it look like? How many bedrooms? And I know that sounds silly, but the more specific you get with the universe, the more specific the universe will get with you. I feel like major, massive, mega, the 3 M's change is coming into your life very, very soon. The moment you decide with absolute certainty where you want to be, what you want to be doing, and by when, the universe is going to start. Remember I said our life is like a chessboard full of all, say, I'm not going to use black or white. Let's say blue. All of the pieces on the board are blue. How do you move? You can't play the game. There's nowhere to go. You have to start getting rid of pieces, people, places, and things that no longer serve you, that you don't need anymore, one by one by one. And as you do that, the universe will move all of the other pieces around to put exactly who and what you need right in front of you so you can reach out and touch it. Does that make sense? Good, because that's the only way I know how to explain how the universe works with manifestation. And I'm trying to send you positivity. Ooh, really, Vixen Toe? Can it? That sounds so exotic. You know, amethyst can also be green. And I didn't know that.
Sorry about that. My son is interrupting me.
Giles!
Go look at the private chat, what he was doing to me. He's all wound up tonight.
He can come stream with us whenever he wants.
I told him that.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to take a sip of my water.
Now I have to worry about two people. The old man chases after you in the shirt.
I love your dad. I just love him. Louisa, you are an Aquarius or a Pisces?
As we wait for an answer. Just so you know, Robert is next.
Oh, okay. My cousin.
Yes, Mr. Cuzzo is next. And I'm always happy to see Robert. He's become a regular in my chat on the weekends, too.
Well, when you think of ponytails, so you're an Aquarius. Nice. Ponytails, like when I need to get a haircut, right? Not like cut, still going to be long, but I used to do, like about a year ago, my hair was perfect where I could do like a side bang and I would do pigtails. That's 2 ponytails. But right now I have a ponytail of like my regular hair, and then this is a ponytail clip. But the problem is, if you clip it anywhere, if you even get one strand of hair that is not a part of the ponytail, it will pull at your scalp. And that's why I keep going like this. I'm probably going to end up taking it out because I could already see the people in the comments like, oh, yeah, we really came here to talk about Gemma's hair.
Fix it again.
Do better. Yeah, and just remember, like, those feelings, you have to do everything that you can. And I know how hard it is, believe me, I really do. And I feel for you. You have to do everything that you can to try to transmute those feelings into something positive. It is going to work out. There's no way it's not going to work out. It absolutely must. It has to. At the end of the day, though, when it's someone's time, it's someone's time. And there's a big difference between accepting that and accidentally feeding it, right? Try everything you can to insist. Thank you, Eris. To insist that it is going to work out. It's going to be just fine. Garnet is Vixen Doe's birthstone too. Are you an Aquarius or a Capricorn? Oh, cusp, but you prefer the Garnet. I don't remember what Capricorn's birthstone is. Oh, Louisa, wonderful.
My birthstone is coal.
Well, Amethyst is Aquarius, Pisces. Capricorn is... No, you have... Well, May is my favorite birthstone, but September is my second.
Isn't it sapphire?
Yes. May is the emerald.
Yeah, I'm a sapphire.
Which is actually... It's actually kind of funny because I don't get along with most Gemini men. And that's their birthstone. Okay, so... Capricorn is... Of course, I can't see it. Blue, it's something with a Z.
Sapphire?
No. Sapphire, September. Capricorn is...
No, sapphire is... Yeah, right.
It's blue something. Sorry, guys, I'm stuck on this now. Billy, Call Me Mr. Flintstone was a Capricorn. But it's also my dad's birthstone. He's a saggy. How about just give me an answer? Like, why is this so hard? Because I use Bing, and you know what they say about Bing. But it's not Google.
Blue topaz.
Blue topaz.
Think Madison. She's the one that said
Thank you, Madison. I just could not find the answer. I could not find it.
Max is a spaghettius. I'm in a Sagittarius. A spaghettius.
Well, Max, what is your birthday? When is your birthday, I mean? Remember, guys, we don't only go by our sun sign, right? Our entire chart has a lot to do with our personality. My daddy is December 14th. You are a Sagittarius. Yes. Sagittarius sun, though. We have our sun, our moon, our rising, our planetary positions in our houses. I mainly go by sun, moon, and rising. Like when I read Oracle for a group of people, or like when I read it publicly on my channel, it is for, or tarot, it's for sun, moon, and rising signs. So for me, I'm a Pisces sun, Libra moon, and Aries rising. So when I watch tarot or Oracle, I always watch Pisces, Libra, and Aries. November's yellow topaz. I know I don't like August. I don't like peridot. Oh, it is your birthstone. Okay. Blue topaz is what I was thinking, because blue topaz is Sagittarius. I know that for an absolute fact because it's very close to mine, which is aquamarine.
I have blue toes. Does that count?
And my cousin is December 13th. I had no idea.
That's it. Ignore my joke.
I didn't hear you, as usual.
I said my toes are blue. Does that count?
Ew.
Dragon
Dragon toes.
Dragon toes.
All right. Robert. Such a curious dream. Yep. Do it backwards, Gemma. That's how it's done. All right. Card number 45. And you did get it in the upright position. Grounding, returning to reality, and coming home. Oh, I've had such a curious dream, said Alice, and she told her sister, as well as she could remember them, all these strange adventures of hers. And when she had finished, her sister kissed her and said, "It was a curious dream, dear, certainly, but now run into your tea. It's getting late." We often have remarkable moments, just as Alice does when she begins her journey by following the white rabbit. But just as we must follow the dream, we must also return to the everyday. In this card, at this moment, you are being asked to return to what many people might consider ordinary. You must take care of yourself, Robert. Eat well, go home, be grounded, and take care of what must be taken care of. The ordinary and yet blessed responsibilities within our lives. This is still great magic in this. There is still great magic in this, especially after journeying through our own wonderland and knowing true enchantment. For we can return, but we are forever changed. Now it is time to ground yourself, come home, integrate the experiences you've had, and do the very simple, mundane tasks that most people don't consider special enough to have any magic at all within them. But they are magic, dear soul. They are. Let every simple act be done with awareness, simplicity, gratitude, and kindness. Do not be dissatisfied with the seemingly mundane nature of it all. Instead, embrace this coming back to earth as an opportunity to ground, reconnect, and to bring a sense of the sacred, of the magic of Wonderland, and to all that you do, no matter how humble it may be. You will return to that extraordinary place again, but for now, embrace the joy of being at home with your own humanity. Divination, a time when work must be done. Eat well and prepare good meals. Make magic, and that's magic with a K, in your everyday activities and ordinary moments. A return from an extraordinary experience, adventure, travel, or holiday. When the time is right, you'll encounter Wonderland once again. So give me 1 second, guys, please. 1 sec, I promise.
Unmute. Oh. I meant to be on mute. I've been muted for life. That's all right. I know I was on mute. I like doing that. It drives everybody nuts. Actually, I didn't, but lost in cyberspace. I'm gone. Never to return.
I had to take it out. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Robert, what this card is saying is there's a time in your life right now where I feel like you could be maybe feeling bad about like not accomplishing much, or like it's not that you haven't accomplished anything, it's that you feel really bad about yourself, like you haven't accomplished, like what am I doing with my life? You're like in this oh, thank you, Max. After I read this card, I'll tell you what people have said about my voice. It's the main thing I get trolled about. Robert, I feel like you're just in this space of feeling like you're just kind of like floating around, what am I doing? Where am I going? Like, what do I want out of life? And that's perfectly normal for someone to start asking, and the reason that could be happening, Cuzzo, is because your energy is changing, right? There's something inside of you that's starting to shift, that is starting to want more than what you have. And that's okay, as long as you're not looking down on or at yourself, right? As long as you're not looking down on the things that you have accomplished or taking blessings for granted. The main point here is to figure out what you want and go after it while still being happy with what you already have. The universe is saying there's nothing wrong with you. There is no reason why you can't have everything you've ever wanted. Take care of what you need to take care of. And if you want to do something like start dating or own a home or get a better job or whatever it may be, it could be something crazy. Start a YouTube channel where you play the ukulele. Like, it doesn't matter, as long as you're being you and you're being honest with and to yourself. Yeah, because, I feel that energy on you. And I just want you to know that my cousin said that's exactly what's going on, but I'm looking down on myself, as I always do. We are our own worst critic. And I don't think there's a single person in here who can't relate to that feeling at one time or another. And I feel that way a lot. Especially when you're going through things like being called a loser or being told, constantly reminded of mistakes you've made and things like that. But we have to find a place inside us that we get to, that we have to be like, you know what? Where I am who I am. And Robert, you say that, right? You say, because I feel like I've been a disappointment to my family. That's how you feel. I guarantee you your mom and dad don't feel that way. I guarantee you. They may be discouraged, like, to see you feeling this way, right? But I've heard people in our family, we have a gigantic family. Like, we could literally rent out Giant Stadium if we had a reunion. I've never heard anyone, and I swear to you, say a bad thing about you. And there are people in our family that I always hear, oh, did you hear what so-and-so did? Oh my God, that's such an embarrassment, shame. And I just listen to it all. I try not to get involved because that's not the type of person I want to be. And that's why I love being with my mom so much, because she doesn't play into that stuff either. But things do get said. I've never heard anyone say it. And if you don't get along with someone in your family anymore, maybe that's for the best right now for what you're going through. Maybe that person has nothing to offer you right now for what you're going through. You can only focus on one thing at a time. You never look down on yourself, ever. First of all, you're a Haywood and we're awesome. So you can't look down on my blood, right? I won't allow it. And just know that you were meant to go through this too, but I feel like this is the universe nudging you to, like, get out of it, right? For as much as you're disappointed in yourself and you look down on yourself, switch it around. Spend the day pretending to love who you are and to love where you are. Then spend another day doing it. Then spend another, fake it until you make it. And people always say, that's so inauthentic. Yeah, it is inauthentic, but it works. It's only inauthentic until it starts working, which, if you do it right, doesn't take long. Thank you, Max. Max said your voice is calming because you're so positive to your fans like me. And, well, my friends and family is what you guys are to me. I have kind of a lonely life in real life. I don't trust easily, and I don't like leaving my house much. The only place I really go is to the grocery store to hang out with my mom and my 18-year-old son.
And give me a hard time.
No, I just don't. And I've had people tell me that my voice sounds like I'm chewing Xanax while on an H high. I've had people tell me that my voice sounds like a cat that was alive but got hit by a train and dragged while alive under the train for 2 miles. So I appreciate it. Robert, if you're dealing with something like that, get professional help. And if you need someone to talk to, your mom has my phone number. Aunt Audrey has my phone number. message me. I'm always around. If I don't get back to you right away, I will always get back to you. Thank you, Arisha. There she is. Oh, we have to do a reading for Blue Crossroads and Lotus Girl if they don't pop in, okay?
$5.
Nope. I almost said something that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. Thank
Baby
you.
UFO. Baby UFO's next.
Baby UFO. I was going to quote Full Metal Jacket about the $5. I was like, don't say that. You can't say that.
I've heard worse.
But you know what, Louisa? 2 alto. For who? You hear me on here. I sing, I rap. I don't care. I'm so beyond caring at this point because, like we were talking about in the beginning, like I know now I cannot please everyone no matter what I do. No matter what I do. For a Joyzy girl. Oh, soaking in Epsom salt. It sounds so good right now. I wish I could take a bath. Robert, you may be dealing with some spiritual stuff, attachments, and I know sometimes you're part of this community, so you may believe in it a little bit more than most. When you're dealing with something like that and you've tried all of the traditional things and it's not working, you probably have some attachments. And I'll tell you, every single person that stepped into that giant house you guys used to live in by Kaznika's left with something because that house was evil and demonic, and I'm not surprised. Who did you say was next? I apologize.
Baby UFO.
Baby UFO. Darling, don't you know that I just want to go? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what's happening right now. Baby UFO, I am going to use... Let's do Vampire Oracle. You know, I was saying the other day, I'm like, I must be the loneliest woman who is in a relationship, like, in the world. I'm in a committed, long-term relationship, and I'm the loneliest woman in the world. Vicks Vapor Rub and Epsom salt. Did you grow up in the hood? Because where I'm from, it's that stuff, not Robitussin, Tussin. Like Chris Rock said, he's like, just pour a little Tussin on it. Mix it with water, drink some Tussin. Like, that's, I feel that. I don't think I've ever been through an actual depression, like a clinical depression. I used to think I was, but I look back on it now and I see people with clinical depression, and I don't think I ever was really clinically depressed. Louisa, try walking into a room and talking excitedly about an accomplishment or a goal reached, and the other person literally looks surprised that you're even there. Like, oh, are you here? What? Huh? Or like talking and getting no response or acknowledgement at all that you're even in the room, let alone talking. That gets really lonely. Then Robert, you were with the wrong person, honey. Plain and simple. If you were lonely in a relationship, more than likely you're with the wrong person. All right, baby UFO. I don't know if you're here, but let's see. We'll read for you anyway. Le Vampire Oracle. It's so strange that I just heard a bird chirping and it's 8:39 at night here. Cuzzo, where are you living at now? Are you in PA? Okay, you got natural, authentic, real, organic. Card number 40. Yeah, right, Melissa? That's what I'm saying. You know, you got to have the tussin. It's like the wall quill. Walgreens' version of NyQuil. It works just as well. I'm not knocking it, but yeah, New Englander roadie, it's definitely not good. Max Stacks, when I was in my addiction, we used to call that the crank bird. And that's how we all knew that we done messed up, because when we'd hear that damn bird at like 3:30 in the morning, I would be like, oh, like I've got work tomorrow. Oh my God. Get that damn crank bird. Baby UFO, to be your own true self is lifelong, lifetimes long purpose. It is the purpose of this existence, and for each of us, despite the labels we all have, human, vampire, woman, man, we have something greater at play, how the essence, that very drop of pure self, makes itself known through us all. And for this great miracle to take place, there are habits to be shed, reactions to be questioned, challenges to be met, and experiments to be made, for you are not who you have been told you are. And so with this card, we ask you, Stephen.
Sorry, I'm having all kinds of issues here. If you lose me, forgive me, because I'm
just come right back. Just don't abandon us. Jules, I'll talk about that as soon as this card's done. And so with this card, we ask you to clearly and finally perhaps understand and acknowledge that all you are can be discovered when you take yourself within and quietly feel, look, and listen to your own self. Not the self of the label or of your job, not the defenses you have developed for protection, not the protests of ego or the demands of family voices within you. It is who you truly are. And then, once having found a sense of that, to live from that place in small, consistent ways each day. Robert, you should be listening to this as well. We all should. This is a great message. Baby UFO, how that manifests will be unique for each and every one of you, but we ask for you now to go beyond the labels of time and place and family and education and status, to go deep, deep within. There is something within you that is more than the history of others. That is yours alone, and the world needs it to be expressed. Otherwise, why would you have been created in the first place? For each of us, every drop of rain, every stone, every creature of the sky and the land has their role and their part to play. We need to become our natural selves again, beyond what we are told we are, and to live from that place. And this will create a satisfying and more peaceful, harmonious life, no matter what challenges you meet from within or without. You are precious to the world, especially so when you find that part of you that is only yours to offer, and add it to the song of the world, and make all that is more beautiful, more fulfilled, and more totally realized as a consequence of your soul's truest expression. When you take away the trappings of money, power, status in the world, you are left with the things of the spirit, and you are rich in the ways of the soul indeed. Baby UFO, this creates a balanced, centered, strong core. Arisha, we should talk about that. It could be your brother. He is very strongly with you all the time. The curse, too much reliance on the feedback of society. Self-worth is centered in status, and therefore it's constantly shifting uncentered. Working with this card, there has been an over-reliance on ways of identifying who you are, whether you have categorized yourself by a job or your appearance, personality, wealth, or background. It's time to go beyond this to who you truly are and know yourself from the inside out. This does not require puzzlement and complexity. It requires quiet distillment and true reflection and contemplation of the self. You have too many definitions others have given you. Let them go and learn the song within you and give voice to that in order to become natural and truly fulfilled as your own self. No, Jules, I have looked far and wide for that damn thing. Far and wide, everywhere. I cannot find it. Baby UFO, this card is telling you to, it's a little bit like what I just said to Robert, right? So it's like you have all of these ideas of who you should be, where you should be in your life by now, whatever age you are, what you should have, what you should own, what you should be doing, where you should be living, like all of these labels put on you by society from the time you pretty much escaped the womb. Now is the time for light workers, for human beings as a collective, to step out of this kind of conditioned and controlled mentality that everyone needs to be married with kids by the age of 40. Everyone should be a homeowner by the age of 30. You should stop drinking when you're in your 30s. You should start doing all of these labels. And it's just like, look inside of yourself. If someone stripped away everything that you had, what would you have left? If the answer is nothing or barely anything, you have a spiritual condition that you need to work on. If the answer is something like, well, I would be pretty sad, but I would figure it out, that means you're getting there. Look deep inside of yourself. Find the most important thing in your life and build from there. Find your most valued asset inside of yourself. For me, I like to think that Max said it a couple times, and it makes me feel so good because it's my aim. Being positive and helping others. Helping others has become my life's purpose, my life's mission, my life's goal, and my dream to have a spiritual retreat to help others. What is that for you? What does it look like? I think you should start making short and long-term goals. Whereabouts? I mean, if you don't want to give the town, that's okay. But I'm just curious. I like to know where everyone is. To be in here. I had a talk with RJ last night, and he was like, Mom, I know you always have my back. You're my best friend and my soulmate. And I told him, I said, of course I do, buddy. I said, when you get older, Mommy will tell you how you saved my life. That kid literally saved. I said, if it wasn't for you, Mommy probably would be in heaven. And he doesn't understand that, with like addiction and how I got pulled out of that for him. I told him, you're my gift from God and all this stuff. But I said, you're not always going to be, I said, you'll always be Mommy's baby, but eventually you're going to want to get married and we won't live together anymore. You won't sleep in Mom's bed. And he's like, no, I swear I still will. He's like, my wife could live next door with my kids and I'll live with you, Mommy, and you can still tuck me in. And, and I'm like, all right, so here's the deal. Let me just get you on video real quick saying all this. Slatington, PA, Kansas. Shelly. Drink the Kool-Aid. Steven, are you okay?
It's just my computer's acting up for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm just making sure because you have like a weird face.
Well, it's acting weird.
Who's next?
Sorry. Eris, I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I'm sorry. I'm always
You're
sorry.
Good. You haven't heard my actual laugh yet where I like snorkel and everyone mocks me.
I think it's cute, but I won't say anything.
But thank you. You see, this is what I mean. You guys are genuinely like me. And I don't get that a lot.
For $5, I'll like you even more. Hey, even better yet, if you just let me off my chain for 5 minutes, I would love you to death.
So, okay. Vixen Doe, you're in Maine?
Yeah, she's in Maine. That
is so cool. Louisiana, California, and Maine are like the three places that I've always wanted to go in Alaska. So Laura, normally I wear all different types of crystal jewelry. This one is fake. It's supposed to be the December birthstone, but it's definitely manufactured. I thought it was real when I bought it, and I spent way too much on it. This is aquamarine. And this is, I don't know if you were in here when Shauna would come in, Blue Crossroads wife. She passed away, and he sent me her it's just a gemstone bracelet because she would play, I believe it was the cello or the violin, one of them. Oh, he's going to be so mad at me. I forgot this. And it would like twinkle in the lights as she played. So it was cool. And I have clear quartz on my ears. Oh, and black kyanite and black tourmaline on the necklace. And I did get a new gemstone, guys. This is Angel Aura Smoky Quartz, because Smoky Quartz is my favorite gemstone of all time. Check that out. You can't really see that it's smoky quartz, but it is. Trust me. It's got that little brown glow to it. Yeah, I have. My mom had one of those really big wooden, it seats like 12 people dinner tables. I covered the entire table with crystals. That's how many I have. I have some crystal that you sent me in my work room next to 2 plants, and they have grown like I gave them steroids. So I have your box and Lotus's box packed. I just have to wait till the 21st to get paid because I have $0 to mail them out. Your Santa Muerte and a statue of Michael are coming, but I have to mail them separately because Santa Muerte can't be in the same box. Oh, thank you so much. I sent Dave Schrader a smoky quartz obelisk, but it got sent back because I mailed it with a book, and I put the book down and said, this is media mail. And the lady took the box and the book, and I knew that the charge was a little low. And I was like, are you sure? Oh, that's it? And she's like, yeah. It came back 3 weeks later saying not media mail, owes $10 in postage. But it's like, I didn't say, obviously the box is not media. So I feel like, I look like a moron to someone I really admire and respect and was looking forward to working with, because now I have to resend that box. Pammy, what's up, Miss Pancakes? Gemso battle cry rallying you to action. Good night, Mom. Love you. And yeah, don't forget, if you get a personal intuitive oracle reading half price this month for the month of August, by next Tuesday or Wednesday, $20 to my PayPal or Cash App, you will receive either a lapis lazuli and quartz palm stone, cleansed and cleared, energetically charged by Miss Paranormal Pixie. It's okay, Salvador, what's up? Or you will receive, let me see if I have them right here. No, they're on the other side of the table. A golden obsidian palm stone, cleansed and energetically charged and cleared by myself, or a druseed, I don't know exactly what the stone is, I have to figure it out, obelisk. All right, let me get on these readings because I know, Jules, right? It's like hit or miss. Do I play poker? I was in a long-term relationship with a semi-professional poker player. I kind of picked some of it up. I've lost it throughout the years, but I do enjoy playing poker. I just don't know how good I am at it. Eris, you got card number 9. Baby, I'm a star. Oh, I don't think people knew what you were saying. I thought you were joking because Ghost Dragons is always saying $5. In the reverse, Eris. Me. Is this what we have come to as a society now? Do you have enough followers, enough likes? I don't think I like this card. Do you look flawless? Is your life huge enough to be a star on social media? Is this really what's become important to you, Eris? We have become reduced to selfie filters, living above our means, and not showing our authentic self to the world. Well, speak for yourself. Are you stuck living in a virtual world, spending your entire existence on your phone, tablet, or laptop? Stop and realize this does not validate you, nor does it build your character. It is okay to cruise, but don't make it a road trip and destination. All of these filters and airbrushes have made us as a human race become more dog-eat-dog and numb to what is really around us. Take a look around you today outside of social media and find out what is truly in your life that you can be thankful for and what honestly makes you a star. So what I want to say here, hey, Froze Moments. What I want to say here is somebody recently told me that I would be more likely to get on a TV show, which is my ultimate goal, so I can get the money to get the spiritual retreat. If I stopped using filters in my pictures. And if you guys are on my Facebook, you know I have thousands of pictures. So I tried taking some pictures without a filter, and I don't use a filter, here in the videos. I can't post them. And it's not that I'm fishing for compliments. I literally hate the way I look in pictures without filters now because I have become so used to the filter. So I do understand what this card is saying. Eris, I don't know your exact situation. Max, I just feel like, I feel like I would really bring something to the table on a paranormal show. Not just my abilities, but my ability to interact with people. I don't know, just kind of self-promoting, I guess. I've been accused of shameless self-promoting, so I just do it now shamelessly. Eris, I feel like what this is saying is don't get caught up in the persona of somebody. You could meet a person or a group of people, and obviously it's not this chat. I feel like it's something new that's coming in that you might get sucked into a little bit faster than you normally would. So whereas normally you'd ask questions, it's like there's something about this person or this stream or you're meeting someone through some means of social media. And this person is very inauthentic. This person is not who they say they are. They're not what they say they are. All they are is some flash and pizzazz. And the universe is asking you to, before you get so caught up that it kind of starts affecting your everyday life, why don't you unplug for a day or two and take a break from all social media to kind of prevent this from happening? I don't really understand this message. You might, because you are you, obviously, and you know your life more than I do. I also feel like there is a place in your life or a certain group of people, you know, it's kind of like, this is the way I'm seeing it. So like you go to Thanksgiving dinner and you love hanging out with everyone there, but like your great aunt Becky or somebody, they're going to want to know, are you married? Why aren't you married? Are you, still going to church? Like they want to just totally invade your personal life and your personal information so they can turn it around, use it against you and judge you. So you feel like you have to put on this persona. You feel like you have to be someone other than who you really are, other than Eris. And the universe is saying, don't you dare ever do that for anybody, okay? Be who you truly are and shine. And the people who are going to accept you for who you really are going to, okay, Pammy, I see you. The people who, that's how you're going to find out who accepts you for who you really are. Because when you make these decisions to stay in your character and not give in to what everyone expects you to be doing by now, right? That's when you're going to meet your people. Just like you have in this chat and probably in other chats too, you'll have that in real life, that real connection, that soul kinship, that soul family. I do feel like you are running the risk of being, I don't want to say manipulated or anything, but kind of like falling for someone's BS because they seem like such a big figure on the internet or on some sort of social media. Just don't get caught up. I would take that as a warning. Guys, don't forget donations, PayPal and Cash App really do help immediately because I'm broke. But seriously, super chat, super stickers, super thanks. And as I always tell you guys, I appreciate more than anything, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, you guys just hanging out and listening to me ramble on and on about nonsense, and never getting mad at me. So yes, you are 100% a Sagittarius sun. I do birth charts when I have free time. I like to see what people's moon and rising signs are as well. So my 5-year-old is a triple moon. He's a triple moon baby. He is a sun, moon, and rising Cancer. 2 words. Mama's boy. Faux show. All right, who's next?
Max.
Ooh. Did you hear that? Oh, thank you, Ghostdragonzw. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Max, every time I go to say your name, that song from Everlast pops into my head where it's like, I knew this kid named Max. He used to get fat stacks out on the corner, which he liked to stay out late. He liked to get poop faced and keep a case of dubs. Till late one night, he wants to pick a fight, and Max lost his head. He pulled out his chrome, talked some, and wound up dead. I don't know. I don't know. I am embarrassingly me right now. All right. Max, I am going to use the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle for you. Bank card hacked. Oh my gosh, no. Queetsy? I don't know what that is, but it sounds kind of awesome. Arisha, you do you, girl. Thank you. Thank you. And I feel like I really am and can be myself right here. Multifaceted Jewel says, embarrassingly you, Gemma, but shining bright as the sun and beautiful inside that you can't hide. Dead balls, Jules, dead balls. I've been called worse. Don't worry about it. Did you really, Shelly? How? No problem, sweetie. Love you, Arisha. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being you. You are tremendous, and I love you, Mucho. All right, Max, let's see. Oh, QT, she was saying. Quiet time, QT. My stepdad used to say that. Oh, you got the Selkie. I pull this card every time I read for myself. Jules. Every time I read for myself with this deck, it's a 7-card spread. I always get the Selkie. I've never once, and I've had this deck for about a year now, maybe more, never once did not pull the Selkie. I've got to say, honestly, I knock on wood, I've had PayPal for 4 years, and I've never had an issue, thank God. And I use Chime. Chime is my main bank account. Good night, Cuzzo. Love you. Reach out. Ask your mom for my phone number. She has it. You can text me anytime. We're family. Like, I'm here. You don't have to go through anything alone.
Heck, if you just don't want to talk to one of them, you can yell at me. Gemma will get you my number.
Yeah, or Ghost Dragons. My mom talks to him. My son Damien talks to him. My son Kyle talks to him. He's part of our family.
The one they keep in the basement, under the basement.
As my dad would say, the basement dweller. Multifaceted Jewel says, Shelly, yes, PayPal is very safe. Eris says, thanks, Gemma. You're so welcome. Let me know how that goes. All right, Max. You can only pretend for so long before you must find truth again. Seek authenticity. Containing yourself in a form that's not your own is rarely successful long term. Find what sets you free, Max, and acknowledge your inner truth. Be aware someone may be deceiving you under false pretenses. Do we all understand why I pulled this card? Selkie mythos is shared in the places where the sea is a truly dominant force and where colonies of seals live, like the Shetlands and other Scottish islands, the Faroes, Norway, and Iceland. I have personally read and listened to a lot of stories about Selkies since I have a kin bloodline that is Selkie central. The mythos of the Selkie, was something I dreamed about since I was small. And there are many versions of the Selkie mythos, but most involve beautiful, haunting imagery of female shapeshifters, women who live in the body of seals, but who can transform into enchanting women who appear human on land. A typical Selkie story is of a human man who watches a Selkie playing in a cove. She, at times, he observes, comes ashore for various reasons, dropping her skin and shapeshifting into a woman irresistible to him. When her land business is complete, she steps back into her seal skin and returns to the wild ocean that is her home. The human man falls in love with the Selkie woman and decides to wait for her to next transform from her seal form, and when she does, to take possession of and hide the seal skin. If a Selkie's seal skin is withheld, they cannot return to the ocean. Unable to find... Yeah, Shelly, I love this card. Unable to find their seal skin, Selkies are adrift in the human world. They become reliant on the quote-unquote kind human man who takes care of them and who begins to teach them the human way of things on land. Often the Selkie and the human man marry and even have children, but the wild heart of the woman is, of course, wedded truly to her life at sea. She wants to go home. She yearns to be her true self. Eventually, the Selkie finds her skin and is reunited with her authentic form. Without a backward glance, she steps into it, allows herself to be enveloped by her true shape once again, and re-enters the aquatic world. Some stories tell of Selkies coming back every now and again to visit their children. Some say they never ever returned to the world of men who contained them, under false pretenses. Yeah, Lara, right? It is really powerful legend. Max, and yes, there were male Selkies reportedly too, incredibly beautiful in form and very seductive. It was said that these Selkies looked for lonely human women. So these Selkies, the male Selkies went out of their way to find the women to fornicate with. Lonely fishermen's wives were said to be ideal targets. Rarely was there a story where a male selkie was parted from his skin like the female, so male selkies seem to have avoided the trap of being made into someone's unwitting husband or lover for a time. Again, it seems human women and selkie females get the raw deal. The essence of the selkies is the idea of the triumph of authenticity over pretense and containment. Also, the deep pull of the wild self. After all, if the selkies got their true skins back, they did not hesitate to leave the human world behind. And that included even sometimes leaving their own children. Plant companion is the bladderwrack, and your crystal companion is opal. December's birthstone. Max, this is a really important card, and it's kind of goes along with the central theme, right? The central theme of what we've been talking about tonight about authenticity and like looking deep inside of yourself, finding who you really are and not apologizing for it. Sometimes, here's the thing with the transformation that it's talking about, right? Sometimes, okay. Hi, Deirdre. Sometimes this transformation happens within us when we are in a relationship, when we feel like we're living our best lives and we're changing for the better and everything's going well. Suddenly something inside of us shifts, and this is a spiritual shift that we have no control over. And ideally, the person that we're in love with, the person we're married to, the person we're dating, this person can accept us for who we are no matter what, as long as we're being decent human beings, right? But a lot of the time that's not the case, because people, you know, they're conditioned to think a certain way about you. You're supposed to be the smart one in the relationship. You're supposed to be the pretty one. You're supposed to be, you got to look perfect, and you got to smile, and you got to have perfect hair and perfect teeth, and you've got to have the perfect job and make the perfect amount of money. And there's something inside you that just changes. Maybe you want to go left. Maybe you want to have Oracle read instead of, watching Sex in the City. Like, it's silly little things, but all of these tiny little changes that happen over time do tend to alienate you from the people who you were closest with. And what that means, Max, is not that there's anything wrong with you or that there's anything wrong with the other people. It simply means it's time to part ways and move on. It's time to find people that you can truly be yourself with. People say, like Shelly just said, Miss Gemma's glowing again. In here I do, because I'm me. And there are people who are like, you're pretending. And it's like, no, this is simply who I am. And you haven't taken any time to get to know me since I got out of my addiction. This is who I always was. The 86-pound, I hate to use the word junkie, but junkie that you met 8 years ago, or if you met me 10 years ago or 6 years ago, I'm not that girl anymore. I'm a grown woman, and I'm successful, and I feel good about myself. I have what is it called? Confidence now, right? At least a little bit. And a lot of people don't like that about me. Honestly, they don't. They prefer that other version. So it's like, do I keep pretending to be that helpless little damsel in distress, scared of the world and afraid to trust and afraid to love? Or do I say, well, this is who I am, and I'm sorry if you can't handle it, but it is what it is. And that's the lesson of that card. And I take that card very seriously because my hair is a mess. I'm sorry. I take that card very seriously because it is something that I've been going through for a really long time, just trying to decipher, like, what about me is real and what doesn't exist anymore, and the parts of me that I lost. Nicki Minaj has a song called Dear Old Nicki, and I always will write on my Facebook, but I'll write Dear Old Gemma. Don't let anyone put a label on you. Thank you, sir. Richard Elmore, what's up, sweetie? You guys really are the best. Seriously. Lara, that sounds so good. I just work and work and work and work all day, and I forget to eat. And then, like, by the time I remember, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I end up having another shake. And then it's like, because my shake covers lunch and breakfast and lunch. But then I start getting so weak and I'm like, oh crap, I got to eat. But let me just finish writing this. Like I sit in front of this computer all day and write or film. That's all I do all day long, except for I take 15-minute intervals for yoga. This one's fake blue topaz, and this one is aquamarine. All right, who's next?
Okay, Chris Jarvis.
All right, gerbil milker. I'm going to use signs of the times. Thank you, Miss Deirdre. I miss you, by the way. Oh, Max, thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. All of you. This is why I say you guys are my family. Deirdre, you looked so good when I saw you the other day. I miss you, girl. All right, Jarvis. I hope he's still here. Is he still here? Thank you. Aquamarine is my birthstone, actually. My birthday is March 1st. I was born in 83. Okay, so 3 cards popped out, so I'm just going to keep shuffling.
I think he is. He may be listening.
All right. Well, I'll read for him anyway.
I'll write it down just in case because he's.
We just can't forget Lotus, KC, and Blue Crossroads. Okay. Jarvis, you got Mirror, the card of reflection. Jules, thank you so much. You are so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Where did I? Okay, there you are. All right. Jarvis, who are you? You may be asking yourself this question since this card holds an energy of depth and discovery. Guys, it's the same message over and over and over again. A mirror, a still puddle, a disco ball. These surfaces all reflect exactly what is put in front of them. And this card is encouraging you to do the same thing. Take a few moments for yourself and tap into your intuition, thoughts, and emotions. Chris, day-to-day responsibilities can often distract you from taking the time to go within, so make the time. This card signals contemplation and the type of productive reflection that brings epiphanies. You are developing a deeper understanding and acceptance of yourself, which is an amazing thing. This can manifest as taking time out for self-care, meditating more often, or writing in a journal. Give yourself grace as you reflect on your life and how far you've come. Just be careful not to fall so in love with your own reflection that you stop seeing the beauty in the world around you, and the signs and symbols there are calling out to you, guiding you. Additional meanings: time alone brings clarity. Develop a self-care routine. Deepen your connections with others. Focus your attention on yourself and your needs. Guys, don't forget, if you put $20 on my Cash App or PayPal by next Wednesday, you will be entered to win either a lapis lazuli and quartz palm stone, energetically charged, by our resident energy healer, Miss Paranormal Pixie, or you will receive a golden obsidian palm stone or a druseed quartz. I think it might be hematite, but I have to look. Obelisk, energetically charged, cleansed, and cleared by me. You'll be entered to win. What I do is I give everyone who is on my Patreon or who ordered one a number, and then I have Steven randomly pick a number, and that's how I pull the winners. Okay, Jarvis. Maybe a time for self-reflection. I feel like in the next week or two, you could really be feeling happy with where you are in life. And it's not that you're not always happy, but it's just like there's something inside of you that's stirring up, just like I've been saying all night long to pretty much everybody. And it's like, now it's like, I feel contentment. Like when I look over and I tap into your spirit team, your energy, there's just this calm, this serenity, this contentment. And I feel like this is like about your overall life, but it could pertain to one thing. So maybe you're finally in a stable position in your job that you really enjoy and that you really are content with. I feel like you should just go with this. Okay. Don't start stressing. Don't start with the what ifs, don't start with the analysis paralysis. Just go with the flow. The more you focus on the positive, the more positive will come. If you're only seeing the negative in your life, guys, this is for everybody. If you're only seeing the negative in your life, all you're going to see is the negative, right? You have to look for the positive sometimes. And Chris, I really think that whether you realize it or not, you are counting your blessings and you're content. You're at peace, at least for the next week or two. Bat Mom, welcome back.
I am not sure she's here. I just went ahead. Her name showed up, so I went ahead and typed it in. Next is Pixie.
Oh, so I forgot that I didn't realize Steven was watching me, and I was like dancing to all these songs and like singing while I was putting my cards out. And he's like, "Hey, I'm here." I'm like, "Oops." I forget that like he can see me, you know? Oh, I saw Shelly say, "Hey, Batmom, what's new?" And I'm like, "Barrel?" There he is.
I think she's just listening, but I wasn't sure.
She said she's at work, but she is listening. Can't forget our Batmom. Well, Shelly, we'll do you soon then, so that if for some reason you're not here, I want to get your reading in. Paranormal Pixie, I'm using Della and Wait. Okay, yeah, do it. Okay, Miss Lara. Sleeping Beauty, card number 5. Being a princess, my life was supposed to be only sweet and joyful. Alas, a cruel witch casted a spell upon me. She predicted that one day I would prick my finger on a spinning wheel spindle and die, and this is what almost happened. Fortunately, a good fairy partially reversed the curse. Instead of dying, I only fell into a deep and profound sleep, from which I emerged sometime later by the true love's kiss of a handsome prince. The time has come to be very patient and, most importantly, to rest. You have exhausted yourself lately, having to face bad witches and curses. That's not wrong. So your body badly needs a vacation. Don't fight against the current. Break away from your everyday life. Take the time to sleep well, think calmly, and rejuvenate yourself. Things will work out fine once you come back from this little time off. This doesn't mean you have to take a time off from everything. I do feel like you're coming into all these abilities that you've really kind of mastered, right? You put in all the hard work, you're dedicated, and you're just running around helping people. And I did this when I first got on this channel too. I was doing 90 readings a month for no money at all because it was for donation only. But I did it for like a year. And then finally I was like, I have to step back from this and figure something else out. That's why I charge a little bit for readings. I feel like you want to do so much good and you just want to get out there. You're finally been given a platform. You know, you get your show on my channel and I love having you, right? I love that new addition to my channel. I get to kind of claim that, like, look at this beautiful, amazing, talented woman that I found to be my sidekick, right? And a co-host and a friend and a sister. But I feel like you could be overexerting yourself and spreading yourself too thin. Yes, you are, because you don't want to say no, because you know you can help all these people. But the thing is, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. It's not that you're turning people away to be mean or to be nasty, but you know better than anyone that you have to be full. You have to be rejuvenated. You have to be well rested. You have to be on point in order to deal with the things that we deal with, especially you as an energy healer. I feel like maybe even if you don't want to take time off, quote unquote, be a little bit more selective of who you help and what you do for them. Some people, believe it or not, will try to trap you, try to ask you for something, and then just so that they can turn around and say, she did it wrong. Like I had someone come to me and say they had a fairy infestation. And the more questions I asked, the more I realized they were trying to trap me into saying something wrong or doing something wrong so that they can put it on their YouTube channel about how horrible I was and how I don't know what I'm doing. Really, they had no infestation, which is why I wasn't picking up on that energy. Baby UFO, you have an amazing time at work and an amazing night and a restful sleep. Absolutely. That's what I wish for you. Take care of those doggies. So, Lara, I just think in the next week or two, really consider who you're helping and why, okay, and what you're doing for them. I do feel like you're going to have one of those moments that all of us so-called influencers have, right? I don't know how much influence I have, but technically being a host on YouTube is being an influencer. So you're an energy worker. You should be able to pick this stuff up. If you get a bad vibe or a bad feeling off someone, or if it's something that you really just don't feel like handling, you are allowed to say that. Eris, absolutely. Eris said, being a fixer without boundaries is not fixing anything. And I think you're going to be hitting that point soon where you start to understand that you can't help everybody and you have to help yourself first. And that's a really important message for you, because I'm the same way. But you have to get out of it or you will destroy yourself. You will drown yourself. I know that because I went through like 3 months where I barely put out any content and I couldn't write. I had writer's block and I didn't understand what was going on. And then my guides, I reached out finally and they were like, you look at everything you gave and what do you have? And I'm not talking about like financial, exchange. I'm talking about energy. And exactly, gotta recharge those batteries. You guys are so smart. I'm so proud of all of you. I really want to get together in the Pine Barrens. I'm just trying to think of when the right time is. Not during mosquito season. That's for dang sure. Yeah, multifaceted jewels. I didn't really pick it up just because like I'm so distracted. But you came in saying how amazing and awesome you're feeling and you're doing. Keep that positive energy inside of you. Light that room up. Light up your house. Sage if you have to. Walk around and just shoot energy. You are amazing. You're doing amazing. You're incredible. You're wonderful. Do not let anything touch that damn spirit. Fibromyalgia, definitely hard. Yeah. Lara, it's not you say it to people all the time. It's very easy to say, though. I know that. I know it. I'm smiling and giggling because I know how easy it is to say, damn, girl, self-care isn't selfish. Meanwhile, I'm running on like 6 Red Bulls and 2 Oreos, for 3 days straight because I'm helping people and working and doing readings and everything that I do. Who's next?
What's food? I've been eating sweet tarts for the last 3 days.
That's what I give you.
No, you give me waffle. Well, you haven't given me a waffle sandwich in a while, have you?
Melissa, I'm going to use myths and mermaids.
I'm being attacked by ants. I'm sorry.
Okay. Roger Blair, what up, yo? I still haven't gone back and listened to that. Don't forget, tomorrow at noon Eastern, Ghostdragonzw is going to be on. Which channel is it? You're muted.
Paranormal Highway with Eric.
Paranormal Highway with it. Because I know Eric's name. I just forgot the name of the show because he had to change it. And I will be on there next Tuesday talking about things and stuff. I am forgetting what I'm saying. Oh, I'm almost done with the Black Eyed Kid book too, guys. Keep them by your bed. I keep a giant bag of Sour Patch Kids that I'm still eating.
I got two.
I only prefer the blue and green ones, so they're basically yellow and orange left. All right, let's do this. Miss Bacon. The Paranormal Highway, yeah, because it used to be Gypsy Road. We're missing a couple people. I say it every week. I've got to reach out to Darling Deb. I have got to. All right. Mermaid with butterflies. Butterflies always symbolize freedom. And Melissa, you always tend to pull the butterflies. Card number 30 in the shadow position. Sagacious butterfly rising above her tainted pond. How does she ascend to find peace and purity beyond? A lovely young mermaid gazes longingly at the beautiful multicolored butterflies ascending above her out of a rippling pond. Her heart longs to go with them and escape the mire in which she finds herself. The antithesis, it's time for a reality check, baby girl. It is time to be realistic. Melissa, your goals are too lofty for where you are right now in your life. Put your more ambitious dreams on the back burner right now and take care of what is closer to home. Do not get cocky about your place in the world. Instead, find humility in helping others who are worse off than you are. Volunteer for a cause you admire and rediscover your humility. So I'm from Northern New Jersey. I'm from Paterson. That's not where I live now, but I am born and raised, and I absolutely love to represent my hometown of Paterson, New Jersey. Steven is from Ohio, but we have met in real life. He spent time at my mom's house with me chilling. Yes, Melissa, this is you. So butterflies symbolize freedom. You got the antithesis, the shadow, okay? The reverse position. And what it means is, I'm trying to think of the right way to put this. Like you could be feeling really good about yourself. The universe is telling you to slow down and like make small short-term goals and then an eventual long-term. I feel like you want to do so much because you found this newfound freedom and you feel so good and you just want to go and start living your life again after being in this horrific situation for so long. You're finally finding yourself again. But the universe is saying if you don't learn the lessons, you're going to end up right back in the same spot. So slow it down. Take your time. Work through things, deal with things, heal from things. And slowly, it's like learning how to walk again, learning how to live without an abuser. That's just the way it is. I know this very well from my past. It's like learning how to be human again. So while the universe isn't saying you don't have a shot at achieving your ultimate goal, it is saying it's not going to happen anytime soon because you have to put the lessons you've learned into practice before you can move forward. You have to prove to the universe that you are not going to take all of this abundance and just to go right back, into the same BS that you've always been doing. You're changing, you're growing as a woman, as a human being, as a spirit, you're ascending. But is it going to be the rise before the fall? Or is it the dark night of the soul before the awakening? We want it to be the latter, right? So just slow down. If you start to feel like, all right, New England Dirt Roadie, why don't you let me read for you first in case we end? Up to you. So, Melissa, if you start to feel, like you can take on the world, stop and remember where you were 6 months ago, a year ago, and remember and start thinking about where you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now. I have a 10-year plan. I was told that within 10 years, it's 9 years now, I will have a spiritual retreat at the beach. That is my spiritual contract. And, I want to be on TV. But I have to learn and grow and work through all of this first. That's why it's a 10-year plan, Oh, Jules said, I'm spreading the lightness and love and brightness and blessings. I feel you. And now everybody else is going to feel me. Get out of the way. Jules is coming. That's right, baby girl. I was gifted a mirror from a house that is not good. Very dark, low frequency, and it's hanging around. I'm getting rid of the mirror as we speak. Yes, I keep telling my mother the issue in her house has a lot to do with the mirrors. One of them came from an old, okay, we'll see you then, New England Dirt Roadie. Don't forget about us. The mirror came from an old, abandoned, rundown church, and it's in the shape of a planchette. It's a gorgeous mirror, but you can see the evil on it. And then there's this mirror in her attic that she's had since we lived in the haunted apartment above the Wicker furniture store. Who's next? You're on mute.
Jules.
Jules, I'm going to use Dark Light Oracle. Oh. Thank you. Yes. He said, you are better than anything on TV right now. No joke. I don't know. And I do think that's some of my ego too, but I really do think I could bring something special to the paranormal community that, and I'm just waiting. I know the universe is going to move for me and my channel is going to grow. And sometimes it's hard because people be keyboard thugging in my comment section and it hurts. But like I filmed this video while I was at the water park the other day. And I filmed the ocean for people who may not be able to get to the ocean. I can drive to it in, an hour. And I filmed the water park and I filmed me having fun, but I didn't put it up because I was so afraid of not having makeup on and what the trolls were going to eviscerate me. I even edited it and made a little video, but it's not up yet. But I'm gonna put it up, and I'm just gonna turn the comments off. But that's what this does to people. It makes them very self-conscious. I gained 60 pounds in a year's time because of an issue with my medication and something personal I was dealing with. And I've since lost the weight, but my gosh, the trolls were just ripping me apart. The knight that is the tarot deck, something like that.
Eris, yes, they do actually, because the trolls come in and actually lift your views up.
Max Stacks, it was a tankini. I keep my tummy covered. I have 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm also 40. Tankini and shorts. Mirrors are interesting. If you put like a mirror opposite one another, like one mirror over here and one over here, it creates a portal and like a gateway. Yes, that's why the oh, thank you so much. I have an almost 24-year-old son, a 22-year-old son, an 18-year-old son, and a 4-year-old son, and a 14-year-old daughter. Yes, Jules, actually it did. And I've been having issues like that with things touching me, and it gets very uncomfortable sometimes in here. I said it the other day, like, you guys have no idea the mental stuff that happens in this stream. It's why I'm always like so up and all over the place, and I'm talking about one thing, and in the middle of my sentence I'll start talking about something else. It's because there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you guys aren't aware of. Spirit is here. There's good and there's bad, and there's spirit teams and there's energy, and I'm telling, this one to back off, and this one don't touch me, and this one, it's your turn. Can you step forward? Where's the head guide? No, get out of here. You're not welcome. And all of these conversations are going on in my head. Speaking of, Scott Daves is going to be on the Paranormal 60 at 10 Eastern with Dave Schrader. He's a great medium with talents like yours, Gemma. You should watch later when you get the chance. Oh, absolutely. Dave is the only live stream I really watch. He's in Jersey. He's in Joyzy. I put the joy in Joyzy, baby. Yeah. Jules, Nightmares, card number 17. In the dark of the night, baby. It doesn't actually say that. Yeah, Shelly, I've got to think about that one. New England Dirt Roadie asked me if I would pull a card for him from the deck that has the Knights Templar guy standing in front of the woods. Now, I have over 100 decks, but I don't have them all here. Some are still at Mom's, and I have no idea what deck he's talking about. Nope, 17. So, Jules, it isn't going to be very pleasant to travel. You know that. But, dear one, something is eating you up inside, and something you must confront without delay. What is haunting you at night? What keeps you from sleeping? What are your most obsessive visions and inner demons? You have to put an end to this unbearable self-imposed torture. Face your fears and your most evil thoughts. Look them in the eyes. Watch them consciously. Do not silence anymore what brings you insomnia. Cure yourself from this poison that drives you mad. If needed, ask for help. But in any case, this nightmare must stop. Affirmation. I agree to confront my biggest fears and my worst nightmares. I accept the fact that they are mostly in my head and not that real. I consciously choose to overcome them. So, Jules, I know that while you're, Paranormal Pixie, Obvi, I mean, he's from Jersey. Jules, I know that you are feeling like very bright and very vibrant, and I felt it the minute you came into the chat, and I love that. I want to get to the bottom of those. Something's fishy here. Are you having nightmares? Are you getting shadow person visits? Are you dealing with actual nightmares? Like, what? There's something here that's going on. There's a darkness that's like circling you. And right now it can't touch you because you're beaming all of your light out, and that's amazing. Keep doing that. But like we were talking about with Lara, there has to come a time where you relax and rejuvenate and bring that energy back in. You can't walk around all day blasting energy out. We talked about energy vampires, psychic vampires, human straws, whatever you want to call them. You have to face whatever this is. I feel like instead of just like saging and randomly telling whatever it is to go away, keep your light around you and tell it to show itself, and then blast your light at it and tell it it's not welcome. If it's nightmares that you're dealing with, you should put a specific crystal, and I'll have to tell you which one. I know amethyst and rose quartz will work under your pillow, and that should take away the nightmares, night terrors, and so-called demons, because I do feel like it's more your fear that's creating this, like your fear that you are going to revert back to that very negative energy, that very lower vibrational space that you were in for a while. But we got out of there. Okay. You've moved on from that energetically, and you should have moved on from it psychically, spiritually, but mentally, it's like you're still so scared. Like, I don't want to ever do that again. So don't do it. Don't go through it. Don't accept it. Don't realize it. Max Stacks, have you ever went to see Bon Jovi? Pretty sure he's from New Jersey. I've been to the Bon Jovi rest area, but I will tell you, there is one person in this entire world that if I ever met them, I could like die happy. Like, this person is the ultimate for me. I absolutely love him. He's another one of my future ex-husbands. And I had tickets to his concert, and I ended up on house arrest from some series of unfortunate events. And that wasn't a reasonable request to go to the Bruce Springsteen concert. Because let me tell you something, I love me some Bruce Springsteen. If I live in North Jersey, though, and he's from South Jersey, dude, if I ever ran into him, I might go to jail for like mobbing this man. I love him. Like, I just want to like touch his clothes. Ralph and Cassie Francis, just wanted to stop by and say hello, leave my love and support, and click the like. Hope you all have a great night and weekend ahead. Night, night. Mwah. Ghost Dragons, where you at?
I'm right here. Sorry, one of the construction workers is coming tomorrow. Text me to fix our bathroom.
No worries.
Hello, Ralph. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping
Max,
by.
it was a series of unfortunate events.
You did Jules, right?
Bad girl. Yes.
Okay. And
let's use the Anne Stokes Gothic Oracle. That's the thing. Vixen Doe says you pulled the Knight Templar card last week or the week before, Max. No, I didn't pull it. He asked if I could use that deck, and then he described it. But I don't know I still cannot figure out which one it is. Froze Moments, hi, welcome back. I didn't even know you were still in here. My Chemical Romance, they're not like, I don't know, like my playlist is all over the place. Johnny Cash, Britney Spears, Frankie Lyman, Bruce Springsteen, and then like Lil Wayne, right? I don't know much about My Chemical Romance, but I know that I've heard some of their songs. I had no idea they were from New Jersey. I know Anne Hathaway is a Jersey girl, Whitney Houston, Dionne Warwick, James Gandolfini, Frank Sinatra. We've got a lot of good ones from here. And you got the North Star. And it is the card of acceptance. A unicorn appears to smile as a young woman tenderly strokes his chin. His single horn points towards a bright star in the sky. This is the North Star, also known as Polaris. This star is one of the most well-known astral bodies. It remains in the same spot above the northern horizon all year while the other stars circle around it. The North Star is a fixed symbol and doesn't change. It doesn't rise or set. With this in mind, this card represents those things that refuse to budge or which we cannot control. Despite being the architects of our lives, there will always be some things that cannot be altered. If you have drawn this card, Anna, then you are being reminded that not everything can be fixed or changed to suit. We can't control the weather on our wedding day, for example, or change someone's mind once it seems to be made up. In a reading, you may be advised not to pursue something as it is clearly not working for you. While you may be in a position to move some mountains, there will always be some challenges that cannot be overcome. Accepting that not every hurdle can be jumped is a sign of maturity and could save you a lot of disappointment. And I don't feel like this card is telling you anything you don't already know. Thank you, Max Stacks. Veach, hi. Welcome. Thank you. So, Anna, like I said, I don't think this is telling you anything you don't know. I feel like it's just a gentle reminder. I feel like there's someone in your life who you really want. There's two things here, and you'll know which one. There's someone in your life that you either really, really want to see how you've grown and changed and accept you for who you are now so that you can continue to maintain this relationship, whatever it may be. Or there's someone in your life who you desperately want to see change and go through what you went through, even the hurt and the pain, because you want to see them rise and elevate in spiritualness and energetic elevation. The fact of the matter, though, is this person is never going to see how much you've changed. They preferred you, as I was just talking about with myself, weak and vulnerable, as they saw you that way. That wasn't how you really were. They're not going to accept you now. So you have to accept that and make changes accordingly. Okay. If it's about someone else too, understand that everyone has to learn their own lessons and go through their own pain. And in the world we live in today, for some reason, the sleepers just overtake it. And we have to gently nudge them forward. Now, you have so much to offer. When I see you, your energy in my head, there's always an owl on your shoulder. And that's just how your spirit presents to me. It's because you have ascended and you really have that knowledge to be passed on. Pass it on anyway. Even if you can't control this person's ascension, this person's spiritual growth and life changes, let them know that you got their back. Let them know what you've been through. Share your story gently. Don't give unsolicited advice. I feel like, again, this is just a reminder for you of something you already know, and you may be having trouble coming to terms with it. Who's next? Let's do Miss Nubby Stubbs first.
Okay.
Because that'll be a new person. New England already. All right, Nubby Stubbs. I'm just going to do them right now so we don't forget. And that is a female energy. So we're going to use the Lantern Oracle. Yeah, that's just like the presentation of her spirit team. When I ask her main guide to step forward so I can more clearly understand the messages, there's always an owl. And it's usually perched on the shoulder. Spot on, Gemma. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. You are so welcome. New England Dirt Roadie, did someone order food to your house again? All right, Miss Nubby Stubbs.
I'm just going to leave. I just keep screwing everything up.
It just distracts me, that's all, but it's okay.
It's annoying, and I know it is.
It's okay.
I don't know why it's doing it.
It's like my computer going off every 2 seconds.
It just
all right.
Doing that this week.
Miss Nubby Stubbs, you got card number 2, Radical Curiosity in the Lantern Oracle. Seeing as if for the first time, every time. The maiden sees with wonderment. The maiden sees with wonderment. The mystery and majesty of the natural enthrall her and inspire the music she creates. Her presence reminds us to resume looking at the ever-changing world with the openness of a child, for the world's beauty and enchantment can be seen at every age, if and when we remember to access our inner magical and childlike perspective. The maiden is alive with the potent energy of raw inspiration. She reminds us of what it feels like to be radically curious about what an idea might lead, where an idea might lead. She experiences the world as a globe of magical unknowns to be explored. Curiosity runs through her veins as limitless energy. She creates her music from one inspiring idea to the next. She cannot anticipate the outcome of any tune she is exploring how to create, nor does she necessarily have the self-discipline or regard for any elder's caution or advice on what is and what is not possible. The maiden's curiosity is wild and it's radical. She accepts and understands no limitation, nor does she refrain from venturing into the vast landscape of her own imagination. She is without presumption, judgment, anticipation, or need of validation for her creation. Therefore, she fears no disappointment, rejection, or failure. Naivety frees her to boldly follow what she is inspired to express and immerse herself in the joy of expressing it. The maiden reminds you, Miss Nubby Stubbs, that you always have the power to change a routine that stifles your ability to see life with the excitement, possibility, and magic of a child. She encourages the reawakening of your innate radical curiosity and openness. May you enjoy a return to your fresh and unique perspective. May you also allow yourself to express what inspires you creatively. Radical curiosity is the maiden's alchemy, and it's yours too. Maiden's message: radical curiosity inspires creativity. So, Miss Nubby Stubbs, I want you to take a step back from whatever's going on and understand that your reactions to it are perfectly normal, but it's societal conditioning that makes you feel the way that you're feeling. What's actually happening is you're going through a transformation, right? You may be losing relationships or seeing the breakdown of things in your life that you've cultivated for so long and you've loved for so long, but those relationships are coming to an end. You've outgrown those people or they've outgrown you. Whichever one it is, this radical acceptance of, okay, that was meant to happen. We all sit in the fifth dimension and write our charts out with our soulmates, our soul family, our kin, right? This was all meant to be. The faster you understand that, the faster you're going to be able to look forward with excitement instead of dreading it. Like, how do I do this without my partner of 10 years? Just for an example. How you do it is you understand that you guys were not meant to be. You learned a lot about love and life and what you're willing to accept and what you're not. You are a brand new woman now. It is time to go out into the world as this brand new woman, this new creation of energy and you know, wiser. You're no longer the naive maiden. You are the mother now. I feel like in the next week or two, Miss Nubby Stubbs, an opportunity for something radically different in your life is going to present itself to you. I'm happy Steven's here too. I get very nervous without my buddy, my bestie. I feel like an opportunity in the next week or two, an opportunity is going to present itself, Miss Nubby Stubbs, and it's going to be life altering. If you accept this opportunity, there's going to be no going back. Like, you will now be a different person in a different position in life, possibly in a different place. Now, you can be in the same home and be in a different place, because if you're more mentally, spiritually mature and aware, you're changing from the inside out and everything's going to be different. But it depends on the light that you're putting out. How bright is it? Because it's totally up to you where to go from here. You can dwell on what's lost, or you can be super excited about what's about to be gained. And you will have an opportunity for radical change, like something you never even dreamed of coming in. But if you're looking to the past, your eyes are not set on the future, and it will fly right by you. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Who's next? I guess it would be after Aunt Edna.
Laura Lambs.
Latro, hi. Miss Laura, are you still here? Be kind, hi. We do love our ghost dragon.
$5.
All right, Miss Laura, I'm using the Oracle of Visions by Ciro Marchetti. Ooh, a good thunderstorm. Yes. Corn and beans, Central Illinois. I'm from New Jersey, chick. Bow, bow, bow. That's cranberries and tomatoes. You know, there's actually a town in New Jersey called Cranberry, but it's spelled Cranbury, and it's got like the cranberry bogs. And every year they have the Cranberry Festival. Oh my God. I went this year with my mom, my daughter, and my daughter's mom. It was so awesome. Don't rub it in, she said. All right, Miss Laura. Mike Roberts was in here earlier, but then he kind of dipped out. He may still be listening.
No, I checked. He's not. I hope he
He's
comes
not.
back though.
Blue
Yeah.
Crossroads has been in touch, though. I don't like to talk about him like he's not here, but Blue Crossroads has been in touch. So I've been keeping an eye on that situation as well. Ooh, Blueberry Festival. I never even heard of that. Laura, you got card number 45. Ooh, I say all the time, I see marionettes. This card is literally marionettes. Manipulation, control, role-playing, wishful thinking. Lyrics from the musical Cabaret. What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Life is a cabaret, a theater, a performance. We are acting out our roles as villains and heroes. Like marionettes, we are both manipulated and manipulating, writing and following the script. We share the stage with others for some acts and perform solo in others. In this parody, we can create artificial scenarios or planned outcomes. We can transform into something or someone that we are not. There may be a creative benefit that we are encouraged to fulfill our dreams and wishes. The danger is in losing oneself in the role and losing touch with the reality beyond the stage doors. So, Miss Laura, I do feel like Latro, I'm so happy to see you. Be kind, you as well. Welcome, guys. Laura, I do feel as though there's a situation in your life that you may be getting sick of. I do feel manipulation very much. The marionette, somebody telling you what you should think, what you should be, or who you should be, what you should do. And I don't feel like you've always seen it that way. This may have come as like a protective energy, or you're associating it with love because you've been conditioned to do that. The fact of the matter is, this person, they're basically trying to rule you. I feel like you're finally breaking out of this self-imposed prison, though, at least mentally, where you're like, I don't know, like, I don't really agree with this, and finally stepping into your own. What I will say here, though, in the next week or two is relationships that you thought were like super close are coming to an end. And it's like the beginning of the end for this. Like, you kind of saw this coming. You may have done everything you could to stop it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will in the next week or two. I guarantee it. I don't miss. That's one thing, humble bragging. I know what I'm talking about. There is a person that you are really outgrowing. And I feel like you're just getting sick and tired of them judging you. Oh, you're wearing that? And you'll be like, why? No, it looks good. I'm just, you're wearing that, at that type of energy. And you have to not only create boundaries, but you have to enforce them. And light workers, it's really hard for us to enforce boundaries because we don't want to be mean. We want to avoid conflict and confrontation at all costs. The fact of the matter is, the universe is telling you, like, you can do whatever you want, think, feel, say, emote, whatever you want. Nobody has the right to tell you what's right and what's wrong. Society, like, yeah, there are laws we have to follow, and like, we really want to get technical, like, the government tells us what we can and can't do, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is a smaller personal issue of you just wanting to break free of this. Like, you know who you are inside, and you're being stifled. I see you like this, like, with just shut up, shut up, shut up, and you're like trying to scream out. The universe is saying, scream out, bite the hand, get it out of your face, and just tell this person, look, I care about you. I care about this relationship if you do. But if you continue to behave this way, I am not going to speak to you anymore. If it's leaving a romantic relationship, I know that's easier said than done. Believe me, I know. Start making your plans. This relationship or situation, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be, is not for you. The universe is being very adamant about that. It's actually a quick story. I was asking for listener encounters, and Ghost Dragon was a follower in the stream, and he sent me a listener encounter, but he didn't want to type them out because he had so many and they were long. So he sent me video encounter.
Wrong story.
That's how we met, right?
That's how we met, was through my stories. But you actually saw me for the first time, and we really started to talk is when you gave me a reading. And I didn't want to sit in my car and type out my response to the reading, to the personal reading.
Thank you, Aunt Edna.
So I sent a video, and that's all it took.
My son, I was staying with my mom for a little while last February. My stepfather passed away of the disease that's not allowed to be mentioned on YouTube. And my son, my 18-year-old, who was 17 at the time, was helping me stream, doing what Ghost Dragons does. And Ghost Dragon was always in the chat. He's a gemstone. But then my son kind of didn't want to do it anymore, and he only wanted to do it sometimes. But I had gotten so used to not doing it myself, it was hard for me. So he was like, I'll do it. I'll help you out. And then he's been my partner in crime ever since.
I don't know about that.
And it's funny because when I stream, like without him, like if I go on an interview or something, I'm so nervous until I see him in the chat because I know that he's gonna like cheer me on.
He does. It like cracks me up. I'm like, why are you so worried about me being there? It's like the last time she did an interview, I could tell she was like watching chat. Where's he at? Where's he at? I'm like, what am I tomorrow?
I had some personal issues back in October, and I was staying with my mom again for a little while, and I was having trouble driving the hour and a half to my doctor. So he drove 2 or 3 months in a row from Ohio to New Jersey just to drive me that hour and 19 minutes to my doctor and back.
You embarrass me.
And to my book signing. It's not embarrassing. It's amazing. And that's how I realized that I have a genuine, authentic person who cares about me. He slept on my mom's couch. He didn't try things like it wasn't the usual, I'm going to drive all these hours to help you, but what are you going to do for me? He got along great with my mom. Like, it was a really great time. And I really found a soul connection and a kinship with him, just like I've done with so many of you. But having met him in real life and spent so much time with him and even snapped at him a few times because I'm from Jersey and he's so nice. He's so nice. Like, I'm just like, gotta get mad sometimes.
And I can't drive on Jersey roads. So it was
I'm like, you missed the exit, right? So instead of going to make a U-turn for the next exit, he slams on his brakes in the middle of the highway and he's like, where? And I'm like, I'm gonna die because I don't drive. Wow, I love you too. Richard, yeah, it is a real friendship. He's definitely my best friend. We have to speak every day. Last night I fell asleep and I woke up and I was texting him, fell asleep, really tired, talk to you tomorrow. But I was still half asleep. So I had to reread the text like 10 times and get up and go into the bathroom to make sure that like I wasn't sending random letters. Oh, be kind. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. Who's next?
A person.
A person.
A person.
I'm
sorry. New England's next.
I was really coming out of a bad situation too with someone else that was mentoring me, but that was asking me for, naughty stuff. And then when I wouldn't give it, I was tossed away and replaced. And it was painful. I was just getting started. And I was starting to feel hopeless about YouTube, and then I met you guys. I really just tremendously love everybody in this chat, even the new people, because the universe brought you all here for a reason. You can come in and hate my guts and not want to listen to my voice, but I still love you and I still am happy that you're here. Thank you so much, everyone who's donating, everyone who's getting a reading but still hanging out. We've got about an hour left, so be kind. Yeah, most of you guys were there. Max is fairly new, but don't worry, you'll be with us forever now. We have that effect on people. All right, New England Dirt Roadie, I'm using Gateway to the Liminal Spirits. Paranormal Pixie, absolutely. I'm very blessed. I'm blessed in many ways, and Stephen is definitely one of my blessings. You guys are a tremendously huge part of my life. Stop. I don't know what I would do without Wednesday nights, honestly.
You're making me cry.
Aw, dragon tears. New England Dirt Roadie, you got the honeybee. The diminutive honeybee has a mighty impact on the world around her. The pollination of the plants she visits provides nourishment for other animals while contributing to her own family. Every bee in the hive has a role to play that ensures the continuity of the tribe. Whether collecting pollen from flowers, building the honeycomb, tending to the progeny, or protecting the hive, all of the honeybee's duties are important and worthy of respect. The honeybee truly understands the meaning of community, organization, and teamwork, as well as the sweet rewards of hard work. I watched a video on honeybees where it was wintertime and the male really has no role because the mating season was over, the pollination season was over. There were like 10 female honeybees dragging the males out like by their wings and throwing them onto the ground, and they were fighting. And then they closed the hive up. That's what they do to their men. It's crazy. New England Dirt Roadie, we tend to separate our lives into work and play, important and frivolous things. Just as the honeybee flies from flower to flower, pollinating all the way, we can find joy in the work we do and meaning in the colors and artistry of our lives. Communication is essential to harmony within a family or community. It is not upon one person to make everything work, but all of the individuals involved. Respect the role that each member can play in their own right. Cross-pollination is essential for growth and prosperity, making some of the best nectar life has to offer. Skewed concept of, I gotta try that again. Eschew, ESCHEU, eschew skewed concepts of purity for the divine revelation of diversity. New England Dirt Road, you need to get out there and meet people. Like, I know this, you know this, the chat knows this, we all know this, and we love you. You have become a very great friend to me too. We speak through video chat as much as I possibly can, and that you can. And I care for you and I worry for you because I know that if you would just put yourself out there, but I understand why you don't like to. The fact of the matter is there is a whole new world waiting for you, for this new person that you've become, this spiritually enlightened and aligned being. I keep seeing a woman, and I always thought blonde hair and green eyes is beautiful. And I was always jealous that I wasn't shorter with smaller feet, bigger breasts, blonde hair and green eyes, right? I have 4 sisters and 3 of them are blonde hair, blue or green eyes with gigantic boobs. So I always looked at that as like perfection, right? I keep seeing this image of my image of perfection waiting in the wings for you in a crowded place, going out to dinner, going out to grab a drink by yourself though. And the more you say it's not going to happen, the less likely it is to happen. If you go out with the intention of meeting somebody, even if it's not a romantic partner, if you go out with the intention like, okay, I'm going to go mingle, that's hard to do for some people. Like for me, I love going to dinner by myself. I'll take myself to a movie. Like I love spending time with me, but it took me a long time to get there. I feel like you really have to. There's something going on. Thank you so much, Laura. Have an amazing night. And thank you for coming in. New England Dirt Roadie, there has to be something in your area that you can go and do that's simple and easy to do that will bring you to either a group of people or a relationship. I keep seeing it waiting in the wings for you. And I know your story. Like you don't even pass by people in the street, but that was the darkness. You are no longer connected to that. You're so much more powerful and alive and bright and gorgeous than you ever were. And people weren't seeing you because you were shadowed. You were overrun by the darkness, but it's not there anymore, New England Dirt Roadie, and people can see you now. But you have to put yourself in a position to be seen.
Okay. Shelly.
Miss Shelly.
Then after Shelly is Frozen Moments.
Shelly, I'm going to use the Divine Circus for you, madam. Eris Mana, tonight's message from the universe, go touch grass.
Yes, please go touch the grass.
Get out there. Guys, I'm no better. Look, when I read for myself, I don't film it. So it's just me reading from the book and being like, I don't get it. You know, I have a hard time.
She touches the grass a lot more than you think she does. She acts like she's all shut in, but when I'm around, I'm chauffeur city.
If you look at my birth chart, I tell you guys all the time, I have no earth in my chart. I don't like being outside. I literally hate it. The only thing that saves me from being a total dirty slob is my 6th and 11th house have Capricorn and Taurus. Yeah, multiple times, Max, multiple times. And I swear to you, never tried to touch me, never tried to kiss me except like a peck on the cheek, never was like, what are you going to do for me now? He drove to Ohio also to bring me to a book signing an hour and a half away and to bring my mom and my son and me to a Halloween party. Like, I actually felt bad about it. And sometimes I feel bad talking about it because it sounds very much to some people have criticized me for taking advantage of him. but it's friendship, right? Like I would definitely do that for him. And I would do that for pretty much every one of you guys too. I don't drive, and I was going through a serious personal issue. So I really needed a friend. And when I looked around, I really didn't have any. But then I realized I
the
did.
shadow made the appearance the other night.
I'm sorry?
I said you were the reason the shadow made the appearance the other night.
I can't wait to hear you talk about it. All right, Miss Shelley. Ooh, I love this card. Wait do you guys see the imagery of this card? So you got the Duke of Shadows. Oh, I get it.
Wedgie. Wedgie.
RJ calls them Ouija's.
Ouija.
All
Hey,
right.
Ouija, you got a Ouija.
Got a Ouija. All right. Card number 14. Deirdre, I see you, baby. Hold on one second. Yeah, it was an appointment I couldn't miss, too. I have to go once a month and give my PB. I'm in recovery, so I'm toxic. Got to prove myself once a month.
She's toxic, all right.
All right, Miss Shelley, the Duke of Shadows brings you an invitation to patience. It is a cautionary card, not to inspire concern, but rather to inspire curiosity. There is more to a situation, person, opportunity, or even an apparent absence of activity or success than what meets the eye. You could imagine it being like the universe has another card up its sleeve and is yet to show its full hand. The Duke of Shadows indicates that a process has been set in motion, but is quote unquote under the radar of your awareness. Something is happening, even if that doesn't appear to be the case. Shelley, but just like a seed starts to grow into a plant deep in the earth, apparently invisible and yet very real, you are being subjected to invisible but real forces of growth and healing at this moment in time. His appearance signifies that the bigger picture of what is happening right now is not fully available to you. It will be in time, but for now, Duke of Shadows reminds you that what you are seeing is not the whole story, and it will never be the final verdict. Because you cannot know what you don't know, you'll need to wait for more information to come to you. So if what you see, sense, or feel is negative right now, do not believe it. Jules, yeah, I'm not seeing much from you, honey. So if what you see, sense, or feel is negative right now, don't believe it. You are in a time of your life when your perspective will only be partial. It's not this, that is not through some failure on your part. It is just the way of things at various points in the process of bringing dreams and visions to life in the world. Sometimes we are at the top of the mountain and can see where we have come and where we are going very clearly. At other times, we are doing the hard yards on the long journey and have to keep going through what feels like a dark night when we aren't really sure where we're going or even if we're getting anywhere at all. Don't take things at face value at this moment. Things are going to shift and change, and there will be a surprising twist in your life. Though you don't see it coming, another piece of your life puzzle is going to reveal itself very soon. It will help solve a difficulty or question you've been holding in your heart. Yeah, Shelley, all of you guys are tremendous people, and I feel it, right? I know that for a fact. Shelley, this card is saying, like, don't get caught up in the negative right now because it's actually not that negative. I know it feels like it is, and I know it feels like everything is like confusing and there's darkness around you, and that very well could be. But the universe is making moves, putting people in your path, moving things around, people, places, things, situations to put you on the path of your destiny. So don't make any major decisions right now. Kind of sit back and just watch things unfold. If you think someone's lying to you, don't confront them. Let them walk around with their little liabilities and talking all this poop and just be like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, great. Got it. Don't let yourself have emotional reactions to things right now because everything is not what it seems. First of all, someone is lying right to your freaking face. Second of all, you have too many people around you that you cannot trust for a variety of reasons. There is going to come a time, I wouldn't say in the next week or two, I would give it up to 6 months, okay, where you slowly but surely are going to start understanding where people are coming from, what they're all about, why they are the way that they are. And you're going to learn and grow from this and finally be able to move on. Jules, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm not really like staring at the chat, but I keep glancing over at it and I haven't seen much of what you've said. So I'm not ignoring you. 3 spirits in 1. So that's not bad, though. Who's next?
Okay. Next is Frozen Moments.
Frozen Moments, I'm going to use the human spirit. I wish Miss Smoochie were here. Oh, God, I keep doing that. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, Salvador, love you. Thank you. Jules, I don't know how to help that. Maybe just restart and come back in if you didn't try that already.
Yes, sometimes
Max,
that helps.
you're so sweet. Yeah, you guys are all rare gems. That's why I call you gemstones. Sometimes in life you just meet your people, and sometimes you don't, you know. So I'm blessed.
Good night, Soto. Mr. Soto, you have a good night.
Good night, Salvador. Thank you so much for coming in.
Bless
This
you.
is, who is it? I'm sorry.
Frozen Moments.
Frozen Moments.
Then Deirdre is after that.
All right, Deirdre, you're next after this, honey. Salvador, enjoy your week. Don't forget tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We will be here. I don't know if it's Miss Lara or me. I'm not sure. Or us, I mean. I think it's just Lara tomorrow.
No, it's all of us.
Frozen Moments. You got card number 36. It is? Yeah, okay. You're right. But you got it in the reverse. Everybody needs a hat or 2. Look at you, completely hatless, shirking your obligations. But for how long? Let's go try on a visor. It'll block the shine of that which distracts you. It's easy to get caught up in the diversions, which are shiny and easy, but you have some responsibilities to tend to. Today, try to stay focused and on track and do not get sidelined. So Frozen Moments, I don't believe you're shirking your responsibilities, right? I feel as though... Good night, Salvador. I feel as though there's just maybe something that you don't really want to do. And I feel like you have something else that you're working on that you would much rather be doing. And the issue with that is, like, I feel like maybe you have some unfinished projects or some unfinished business. I don't feel so much that it's you. I hear someone in your ear. Someone like, I could be your conscience, but I do feel like a separate energy of someone being like, why didn't you do this? Why are you doing this? That's stupid. That's dumb. Why are you? This person is a negative Nelly. Do everything that you don't break promises, Frozen Moments, but fulfill your obligations and then move on to do what it is you want to do. Just make sure you're not leaving anyone hanging or leaving anyone in the dirt. Think about it this week and the next week or two. Make sure you follow through with everything you said you were going to do. And then the universe will give you more opportunity to do the things you actually want to do. Don't take on too many hats. I was talking to Miss Lara about this. Like, don't say yes to everything. Don't be a yes man, right? If you feel like you don't want to do something, just say no. And you can do that kindly and politely and with love, and then nobody should have a problem. I have that issue, or I used to, but I had a situation that pulled me out of it and really woke me up to stop doing it, where I'll be like, yeah, I can do that, but not right now. It was because I was terrified of doing it. I didn't want to do this thing, but I didn't know how to say, I really am not ready for that. So I just kept putting people off and finally, like, I lost friends over it. And I wasn't doing anything on purpose. I just was scared, and I wasn't at the right time in my life to be doing what I was being asked and what I was agreeing to, when I should have just been a woman and said, I'm not ready to do that right now, but I'll help you in another way if I can. And I feel like that could also be the situation where, like, you don't want to say no because you feel guilty or shameful or embarrassed. Fact of the matter is, we have the right to not do things we don't want to do simply because we don't want to do them. You're allowed to say, no, I don't want to help you move. That's my only day off. I don't feel like it. Right? Saying that in that way is not being cruel, rude. It's not leaving anyone hanging. You're just being honest and direct in a normal tone of voice. Period. And I feel like you have a little bit of that coming in, where you are afraid to maybe say no. And the universe is telling you, like, it's okay, because if you take on too much, like, you're going to end up double booking, and you're going to end up confused, and then you're going to have to, say no to someone when really in the beginning you didn't want to do it anyway. So no is a complete... Deirdre for the trophy. Comment of the week. No is a complete sentence. Full stop. Yes. 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 Madison, no, honey, not yet.
You're after
I feel like Madison, maybe it got skipped.
Well, no, I put her on hold because she was not in
Oh,
chat.
okay. I just want to make sure she
So
gets.
I just put her on hold, and she will be after Deirdre.
All right, Miss Deirdre, I'm going to use the wild woman. Good night, Miss Shelley. Love you. Oh my God, Deirdre, me and Anna were almost going at it last group, right? Because I was just talking about how I don't feel comfortable in meetings. And I was saying, like, because of the medication, like they really shun you, and I feel like I don't belong. So I'd rather start Mara meetings online. And she was like, then don't tell your business. And I was like, yeah, but if I'm starting off in a meeting and I'm trying to connect with people and get a sponsor and all that, then like I'm starting off lying by omission. It's a lie. And she got like so angry with me for saying that. Max Stacks, you are, I'm telling you, if I drove, I would do that for you. It was literally a life or death situation though, because I like I said, like I'm in recovery. I don't hide that. And once a month I have to go and pick up maintenance medication, but I can't do it over the phone. They don't care. They don't want to hear that I can't get there because I have to give urine and prove that I'm clean. Clean. I hate that word.
She's been very good to me. And
I've been doing it for 4.5 years, and I have to do it every month. No exceptions. That's how I know Deirdre. She's a counselor there, but I had no one to bring me. And I was
get to meet her when I was there.
Oh, the Santa. Yeah. And I was talking to Stephen about that a few weeks ago. And I said, look, we don't need to make that statement. People are going to know or they're not. And eventually it's going to come out. And I'm getting, well, as if they haven't screwed me enough over there. They're doing it even more now, withholding funds that I'm owed. Knowing everything I'm going through. It's just toxic. It's so toxic. Veach, thank you. If you're leaving, let me know and I'll read for you next.
Yes. Yeah, if you want a reading, please let us know. We'll fit you in. Yeah, and they definitely don't like me because they're striking me every chance I get.
I just need to stop talking because we're running so behind. I'm so sorry, guys. Card number 30 for Miss Deirdre. Yeah, I know I did too, though. I did too. So it's not like it's just a you thing. Yeah, Miss Veach, I'm so sorry. I've been just rambling it up, and I do.
That's what makes the show so good, though.
All right, Deirdre, what qualities or desires have you repressed into your shadow because as a child you thought they made you quote unquote bad, and how can you compassionately integrate them? This is a great card because this is something we work on, right? You are being called to lovingly descend into the realm of the shadow, as there are parts of you that are yearning to be seen and held. Consciously bring together all you find within your depths, not for the sake of attaining perfection, but wholeness, which is the ultimate path to enlightenment. In the ancient Sumerian poem, The Descent of Inanna, Inanna, queen of heaven, comes to the funeral of her sister's husband in the underworld, the domain of her sister Eshrikigal. These names beckoned in 7 pieces of regalia. Ereshkigal demands that Inanna remove one piece of regalia at each of the 7 gates until she is naked and on her knees. Upon reaching the final gate, Inanna tries to usurp Ereshkigal's vacant throne. For this grave act of arrogance, Inanna is sentenced to eternal death, but her father, Enki, god of wisdom, instructs 2 creatures to show genuine compassion toward grief-stricken Ereshkigal. Then Ereshkigal gives them Inanna's body, and Inanna is restored to her place as queen of heaven. I have no idea what I just said, literally. Inanna represents our conscious or spiritual self, while Ereshkigal represents our unconscious self or shadow, which according to psychoanalyst Carl Jung is made up of repressed qualities and desires that we deem quote-unquote bad or quote-unquote unlovable due to societal mores. The tail symbolizes the process of shadow work and Inanna's descent into the underworld while hiding behind her regalia, and her attempt to dethrone her sister are what we do when we meet the shadow from a place of ego instead of vulnerability and compassion. Like Ereshkigal, the shadow does not care about how quote-unquote good we think we are, but demands that we let go of notions of good and evil and drop to our knees so we can meet, see, and validate every single part of ourselves. Froze Moments, congratulations. You are a miracle. I'm at 4.5 as of last month, and I will be at 5 on December 21st. It's exciting, you know? And again, nobody knows or nobody holds any of that against you. We talked about it privately, and we weren't talking negatively about you, but we did talk about it privately about how that was finally going to come out at some point or another. And there's so much more to come. Deirdre, this card is, I feel like you're going through something. You've ascended tremendously. You've reached so many goals and gained so much in the past few years, but there's still something that is kind of yanking at you, and it keeps telling you that, you know, you can't do this, or you shouldn't do this, or you're not supposed to do this, and it's something you really want to do. You have this inner conflict still. And I know you know about shadow work, and I know you participate in shadow work, but I feel like there's something you may not be seeing, right? Richard, yeah, I'm trying to do them a little bit quicker. I apologize. Deirdre, there's something you may not be seeing here, okay, as to why this is coming up in you. Somebody that is around you, maybe it's a new person or a new love interest or a new friend or someone that's new at work that you meet. Maybe it's a patient. There's something about them that reminds you of you or someone you know that is just triggering you. When this happens, the universe is reminding you of how far you've come, okay? Go back into your shadow work. Talk about it with your inner child, discuss it, run through it, and figure it out, because it can overwhelm or overtake you. You're going to meet someone, or you recently met someone that they're not who they say they are at all. They are definitely just a big old phony. Honestly, that's the only way I can describe them. Please really look deep inside yourself, Deirdre. The universe is warning you. This person's going to trigger you in a very bad way. So I was shuffling for Veach and a card fell out. This is the Journey of a Lonely Soul, and you got card number 16, Twilight Nocturne. She robes herself in the garments of mourning. Much that she loved has been lost, never to return. The throbbing ache of its absence becomes the music with which she begins her dance. Veach, no matter how good or spiritual or hardworking we are, we will experience pain and loss in life. I always say, I'm the a-hole in someone's story. No matter how good you are the a-hole in someone's story. That's awesome, Deirdre. Keep going. Veach, in an attempt to hide our hearts away from the truth of heartache, we deny it, rage against it, and attempt to reconstruct it again and again from its smoldering ashes. When you allow grief to flow into and through you, its dark wave will cleanse your spirit like the retreating tide. But do not allow the wave to consume you entirely. Pain can all too easily become a palace we do not wish to leave. This is a moment to acknowledge and honor that which was lost, to fully feel its passing, and to open a door to new possibilities. If there is anger swirling within you, allow that anger to galvanize you into standing up against similar injustice. Perform this dance, and your present suffering can serve a purpose, averting future calamity. Ask yourself, how can I make peace with loss? What lessons have I learned from disappointment? Yeah, I feel like, and this is another one, and this happens normally at the end, where like all of the lessons of the night come full throttle and they just keep coming out. This is talking about realizing that something or someone, Veach, was not what they seem to be. I feel like you are entangled, or you recently were entangled in some kind of situationship, relationship that, like, I keep here future fake, or like either like a person was telling you like, yeah, like come with me, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, it's going to be okay. And you believed every word they said, and then you just got dropped, literally dropped. And that's what happens when we deal with narcissists, right? They future fake us. We'll have a real home, we'll have a real family. You can trust me. And you trust them because they're charming. Or you future faked yourself, and now things like, you ignored red flags. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. But Veach, it's like the universe is trying to open your eyes to this. And I feel like you already see it, but you're not so aware that you're ready to fully accept it yet. And that's what the universe is saying. How long are you going to stay in this waiting space, knowing that somebody completely manipulated you, or you manipulated yourself into believing something that was not true? It's never going to be true. It's never going to happen. It's just dishonesty, manipulation, whether you did it to yourself or someone else did it to you. It's time to just accept that whatever this is was not real. Learn the lesson from it and move on. And if you have no idea what and or who I'm talking about, you will in the next week or two. It's time to face the reality of your situation and stop playing house or living in fantasy land. No judgment or indictment at all. Trust me, I am the last one to ever judge or indict on something like that specifically, but that is the message. Max Sachs, you're doing something right, Gems. I know a few former addicts and they are not positive like you, not dissing them, but just the facts. Yeah, you know, I have a lot to be thankful for. I have a 5-year-old son who literally saved my life. He is my literal soulmate. We are soulmates and we've had many lives together, me and him. And you guys, you know, you guys are a huge, huge part of my sobriety, of not picking up again, of not shooting up again, of not smoking again, and wanting to be on TV and have a spiritual retreat and bring everyone together. Because if I ever went backwards, I would lose all of that. You would not see me. I would be off the hook. Trust me. And I just care too much about how far I've come, even if some people won't acknowledge it. Veach, yeah, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy. And it takes time. It's not like you're going to like accept it tonight because it was brought to your attention. The universe just wants you to be aware of like, you are in limbo. You're not living. You have to move forward from this. You're stuck, stagnant, stale. And you deserve so much better. Your energy is like this when it should be shooting out. You're beautiful. You're like Rapunzel, right? I love you too. Can someone enlighten me in the morning of seeing bright lights come closer to the blinding bright with each blink of my eyes? That's either extraterrestrial or fae. Madison Teague, let's use the myths and mermaids. And Anna says Gemma could be my niece or daughter. She reminds me of kin. We are. I feel like most of the people in this stream are soul connected. Like, we just live in a modern world where we all happen to find our soul family online. You know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you guys if it were humanly possible. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm flaky and silly, but I seriously mean that. This is my way of connecting with people because I can't in real life. I'm not ready yet. People hurt. But it doesn't hurt with you guys. You love long hair? What? All right, Madison. Thank you, Max. I did message you. If you did not get a text from me, Anna, last night or yesterday afternoon, please let me know because I have the wrong number and I just like blew someone's phone up. All right, Madison, you got Microcosm Seascape. Interesting. Card number 15. A wide-eyed maiden with ivy-draped hair holds in her arms a glass orb enclosing a miniature seascape complete with sailing ships. Although it appears a storm is rolling in, Our Lady knows she is safely on the outside of the carefully contained scene, and you did get it in the upright position. Divination message, you're out of harm's way. Madison, someday soon you will bear witness to a traumatic event, but don't fear because you're safe. Although upsetting, the upcoming turmoil is removed enough from your person that you will not suffer directly. When the storm arrives, you may feel powerless, but accept that there is nothing you can do. Some things are outside of your control, and you simply have to stand by and watch them transpire. So, Deirdre, good night, baby girl. Keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing. You're beautiful. I believe in you. You're awesome. Yeah, I love she has little figurines. I put them on my Amazon wish list. I have to just buy myself some. Little statues of like all of her creations and art. She does most of the decks I have. So Madison, what this is saying is you are unfortunately going to have to watch someone you love suffer. I feel like you want to step in, and I feel like you do have the right advice and you do have the means to help, but the problem is the other person, they're not ready yet. You can step in and say, this is just a silly example, but like say your friend is ready to leave an abusive beater, cheater, overeater type of situationship. You can be like, oh, you can come live with me rent free, save your money, get your own place. The kids can come too. We got this. Go no contact, get a restraining order. I got you. Your friend is like, yeah, let's do it. You make all these plans. And then suddenly she's in love with him again and she's not coming. You have the right to be angry and upset because you don't want to see your friend get hurt. But Madison, the fact of the matter is you can't go and drag her, right? You can't drag her out of it. You have to sit back, unfortunately, and watch her learn these hard lessons for herself or his self. I'm just using that as an example. But there is something coming. It has not happened yet. It'll be in the next week or two. I actually see it going through as blocks. So like when I see weeks, they're rectangles. And when I see months, they're big blocks. And I see 2 big blocks. So that means within the next 2 months, something's going to happen where you really want to step in, and you can try your best, but the universe is saying the least you do, the least you say, the better it'll be for everyone. Because if you do something like that and give that offer that I gave in the example, you're going to turn into the enemy and you could end up losing a friend. Unfortunately, you have to sit back and watch it and just try to not let it affect you. Who's next? You're on mute.
I know. Richard Elmore.
Richard Elmore, are you still here?
Yes, he said he was here.
Okay, be kind. Would you like a card?
And if I can't say the name.
I know Roger Blair is also here. I think. Are you still here, Roger? If you didn't get a card, let me know.
Yeah, please let us know. Because those are the last of them. And then you're done.
And I got it.
You have Lotus and
KC, Blue Crossroads, and Lotus.
Are you going to do Mike too? Or are you going to do him special?
Let's see how much time we have. I got to be done by 11.
Yeah, I know.
But I would like to do for Mike. He probably texted me.
Okay.
All right. Let me try to get through these.
That's fine. I don't know if Roger's still here.
All right. So let me read these names. Richard Elmore, I'm shuffling for you now. I know you're here.
Right.
Roger Blair, Latro, let us know. Be kind if you'd like a card. So we're waiting on Roger, Latro, and Be Kind. If you guys want to pass, no big deal. Just let us know. Everyone who donated, I did not see PayPal or Cash App donations yet, but I do appreciate it more than you realize. Trust me.
Yes, she does. Every penny counts.
And I swear I feel the same way. She said I had to charge it. Everyone yells at me for not looking at my cell. I'm an old broad. We're not used to cell phones. Listen, I am used to cell phones, and it sits next to me all day. I maybe check it twice, because if I stop writing in the middle of a story, I can't go. It's very hard for me to go back to it. My phone is also capable of taking underwater pictures. So I was like, I can just, and I was so afraid to bring it in the water at the water park, because like I'm old and cell phones don't belong in water. I don't care what the company says. Like I wouldn't do it. All right, Richard, let's do this. I'm using the Mythical Goddess, which is a deck that I got from Paranormal Pixie. And I love it because it can be read as Oracle or Tarot. It's one of 2 decks I have like that. Uzumi, card number 0, the Fool. Yes, you're at the beginning of a journey, taking a leap of faith. Let's see what it says. This is amazing. Great card. I love the Fool. Richard, this is, okay, well, let's see what it says. Uzumi is the whirling Japanese goddess who lured the sun goddess Amaterasu from her dark cave. Her wild body dancing made the gods and goddesses laugh in hysterical delight, piquing Amaterasu's curiosity and drawing her out of hiding finally. The goddess Uzumi dances to the whirling cosmos without regard to the rules and restrictions of the physical world. Like the air element she represents, she has no agenda and no baggage. Uzumi draws forth the childlike innocence in everyone she meets. She is the essence of spirit. She embodies nonconformity and the transcendence of the earthly realm. Uzumi is the archetypal wild woman. She makes merry mockery of all things sacred and profane. She is pure guilelessness in her irreverence. Uzumi as the Fool reminds you to be free in your expression and the way you view the world. She calls out to your inner child to let go of your baggage and schemes, to surrender your grip on the way you function and remember that life is a dance. Be like Uzumi, Richard, and free your inner radiance into expression by being true to your genuine essence, released from the restricted limitations of your genetics and the world around you. It is time for you to take a leap of faith. It is time for you to trust in the universe to work. If you believe in God, that's what we're talking about here. If you don't, let's talk about the universe. Thinking of things on an eternal level, right? Understanding that the Fool is only at the beginning of his journey. He is, let's just fix it. I mean,
yeah, you have to do it, because if I do it, I flip it.
The Fool's at the beginning of the journey. He is going to go through a tower moment. He's going to meet the devil. He's going to deal with the temperance ladies. But at the end of it, he gets the entire world. Richard, there's some opportunity here. It might be, no, be kind. I got you. Absolutely. Yeah. It might be something that's already been offered, Richard, but there is something on the table here. Okay, something really important that I feel like you're going back and forth with. And again, you don't know what I'm talking about, give it 2 weeks, because somebody is going to present something to you that sounds really, really good, but there's a part of you that's scared. It's like you're not scared of failure, you're scared of success. Take this opportunity and run with it. Take that leap, that flying leap of faith off the cliff, and understand that the universe will give you wings to fly into position. You're ready. Everything you've ever worked for and done in your life is like culminating into this moment. If you can turn your back on it too and keep going the way that you are, but I feel like you really need this. This is advancement. I see you like moving up in a company or starting a new relationship or taking a relationship to the next level. It's something big. It's a major life change. But again, like I've been saying all night, if you're looking at the past, you can't see the future. Thank you. I'm in need of protection box. I will message you. I think the fair are trying to help me with these void of light things stalking my property. Yeah, I would love to help you out with that, please. Baby UFO, the guy I hired was conspiring against me, finished the tough job well and is quite happy with his pay and wants to do the maintenance once every 2 weeks for me. I told you. Told you so. Who's next?
Real quick, I got to acknowledge this. Izumi, when I was in Japan, this little old lady that lived next door to my relatives there kept saying, "Hi, little Izumi-san." She always said I acted like a child, younger than I should be, and she always called me Izumi-san.
Well, there you go. The fool.
Go ahead and do Be Kind, and then we can do the other ones when you're done.
Be Kind. I'm going to use the Compendium of Witches. I just have to find it here.
That card made me think of that little lady. She was so sweet.
You are allowed to talk, you know.
I know. She was just a sweet little Japanese lady I'd ever met.
Just because I have resting bee face doesn't mean that, you know. All right, Miss Be Kind. This is my newest deck. By the way, guys, don't forget personals. $20, half price to PayPal or Cash App. You will be entered to win either a lapis lazuli and quartz palm stone energetically charged, cleansed, and cleared by Lara, Paranormal Pixie, or a golden obsidian palm stone cleansed, cleared, and charged energetically by me, or a Jerusalem quartz obelisk, also energetically cleared, cleansed, and charged by me. You will be entered to win. Buttload of light. Mwah. Yeah, Be Kind it is. It's awesome. You know, when I do personals, I do 3 cards and then I do 3 clarifiers. This deck comes with clarifiers. Max stacks, it depends on you. It depends on you. Who you meet when you meet me completely and totally is determined by you. Be Kind, you got teeth. Card number 59. This sounds really interesting. The message is pain, conflict, and aggression. The shadows draw clenches with tension. It snarls at you, baring its teeth and grinding them viciously. Saliva drips from its lip as the red taste of iron floods its mouth, flowing through its gum like caustic streams. The teeth card represents what causes us pain and suffering, and specifically the aches that come from difficult confrontations and clashes, whether internal or with others. Yeah, Be Kind. I do feel like for as much... Smoochie! I was just saying I missed you. Be Kind, I do feel like there's some kind of conflict. There's something that you are repressing. But I don't feel like you're like repressing it because you don't want to deal with it. I feel it's just like you feel like if you confront this thing or this person, it's going to hurt someone else or like really cause them pain. And you don't want to do that. But what the universe is saying is you have to put yourself first. You have to express yourself and let people know what's acceptable to you and what is not. You can't just go around. I mean, you can, but this is a message from the universe. Sometimes you have to put your foot down and say enough is enough. Like, I don't accept this. I don't want to deal with this. And really enforce your boundaries. I feel like someone, whether it's happening now or whether it's about to happen in the next week or two, is going to be stepping all over your boundaries. And they're just I feel like the whole situation has just gone too far for you. And you're dealing with your own inner turmoil and inner pain, and you're working through that and you're doing amazing. And then this person or this situation comes and just drops this whole load on you that is not yours to carry. You can either be quiet and carry it and carry on and completely turn your life upside down, or you can stand up and say, look, I'm willing to help, but this is too much for me. I don't accept this in my life. And put your foot down and mean it. And you can say it kindly and with love and offer help. But that doesn't mean you have to take on the entire world to help somebody and drop everything every time this person needs something or this situation comes up. I just saw my face do something really strange. Can you mark the time down? I just saw it stretch out like that. Boundaries. Yes, we are so good at putting our boundaries out there, but we are horrifically terrible, like the actual worst, at enforcing them. Who's next? Nope, you are on mute. I'm going to read the Halloween deck for Smoochie, then we'll do Casey, Blue Crossroads, and Lotus Girl, and then we're done, right?
That's what I was just going to say, yes.
Miss Smoochie, Smooch? I just said a few minutes ago, I'm like, I miss Smoochie. You're welcome, Be Kind, and thank you. You are always welcome here. You are a gemstone. All right. Miss Smoochie, let's see what's in store for you. Be kind. Don't let anyone take advantage of your good nature. When we have good natures and we want to avoid conflict and we're people pleasers, we attract people that just, I do need you. I missed you. Thank you, Max. Smoochie, you got the Skull of Stars. Now I can't, you know, when someone says like, oh, I like your smile, and then you can't stop smiling. That's what's happening right now. Miss Smoochie, that's my wifey. Why think so small when galaxies spin within? Realize that you are made of the stuff of stars and infinite possibilities begin. This skull brings us back to the fact that we are all made of the stuff of stars, yet many of us tend to think so small. We are each born with a blanket canvas to paint upon, and we are indeed an open sky of possibility. It is easy to feel small in a world that is so busy, impersonal, and seemingly self-absorbed. We can at times feel lost and unclear about our direction and lose sight of our place in the cosmos. The Skull of Stars reminds us that we are only limited by our own imagination and boundaries. If we can dream it, it's possible. This card indicates that you need to think bigger and more broadly about your future and what you would like to achieve. Perhaps there are false beliefs, often old, that no longer serve you as you grow and change. Sometimes these beliefs may not even be yours. They may have been imparted to you by your parents or the wider community, yet feel rather incongruent to you. You need to endeavor with all of your heart and soul to live the life you want and honor your own wishes and truth. I feel like, Smoochie, this is you, like you're changing and you're learning all these new things and your ideals are changing in your thoughts. And I feel like this card is just reinforcing like you're right to do that. To not have to separate yourself from others, to feel what you feel. You're going through major, girl, I would much rather you pay your bills. 100% would rather you do that. I'd rather you have that Sasquatch in your yard too. Like, I totally feel you. No hard feelings. I feel like you may feel like this separateness now from people that you're used to. And I feel like some people aren't going to understand what you're going through, and that's okay. They don't have to. This is another card about self-love and putting yourself first. Whatever rabbit hole or journey you want to go on, Smoochie, you're perfectly capable of going on it yourself. And that doesn't mean you have to alienate people, but I feel like there are some people that are going to be like judgy and like I just said, to be kind. It's time for you to put yourself first and stick to your boundaries, enforce your boundaries. It's not mean. It's not self-serving. It's not rude. It's not ignorance. It's not hateful to tell somebody, I don't agree with you. I don't want to help you. There's nothing I can do. Sorry, I'm busy. That's it. Nice and easy. And I know it's so hard because we're people pleasers. And sometimes we just love people and we don't want to disappoint them or let them down. But at the same time, we're letting ourselves down. And Smoochie, that's perfectly okay. I was just hoping that you understood that you're still welcome here. Like it's okay. It's not a thing. We were sad to see you go, but It was just something we were talking about for him and what was working for him. And it had nothing to do with you. And we never, ever want to trigger people. But it will happen. It's happened before. Don't ever think because that happens, we don't want you around. We love you for who you are. You're amazing. And I feel like if we met in real life, there'd be a lot of trouble happening around us. But there's never going to be hard feelings here. All right. This is for KC. Yeah, I hear you, Smoochie. We talk about that privately because there is some things I want to say. All right. KC, I know you'll be listening. You got the traffic cone. It is the card of caution. And that's another thing, you know, Smoochie, to support me, honey, you don't have to be in every single stream. You don't have to watch every single thing that I do. I still love you. That's it. Oh, yeah, I got groped by what? You got groped by a god at the hardware store? I think your spell check is failing epically. KC, there is nothing to fear, but there is a need to approach the situation carefully. This card is a gentle warning that there is a chance for things to go awry. You could experience delays or inconveniences in your plans, but try to take them in stride. They are not personal. Be clear in your communication to limit possible misunderstandings. Be on your guard when making plans or moving forward with agreements or contracts. Read all of the details and take the time to obtain any information that may be missing. The orange cone is visible enough to pose as a warning and hopefully bright enough to inspire a proactive approach. When you take precautions, you can prevent future issues and protect others from missteps as well. This is a sign to slow down and reroute if necessary. The detours may take a little longer and be inconvenient, but ultimately it's all for your greater good. Additional messages, think before you act, delays ahead, omens, feeling blocked. Yeah, Casey, I do feel like there's going to be like something that really is disappointing. You know, like you had all these high hopes, you put a plan in motion, you probably put a lot of energy, work, effort, possibly money into something or someone, and it's just not happening. It's not that it's never going to happen. It's just delayed. And I feel like you have two choices, right? You can either go with the flow and understand that the universe is working for you, doing things for you, never to you, or you can totally give up on whatever this is or whoever this is and walk away. Either one's going to be fine because there are lessons to be learned each way. But I'm telling you, the universe is saying you are being tested. How are you going to handle this? Are you going to keep trucking on and moving forward, being determined and really believing in yourself and your ability to do whatever this is or achieve whatever this is or help whoever this is, whatever the situation may be? Or are you just going to be like, well, I tried, and walk away? And again, there's no judgment, but I do feel like the universe is pushing you toward going with the flow. This is another Fool card, right? Trusting in the universe, taking a leap of faith. Guys, I'm sorry. This is something I promised RJ I would do, and I'm going to read him a card, and I'm going to do it really quick, and it's going to be adorable, but I have to. I promised him like 4 weeks in a row. So RJ, this one's for you, buddy. You got the smiley face, the card of joy, and I don't even need a book because I'm just going to tell you that this card means your smile brightens up the room. You are the best little boy in the whole world, my soulmate and the love of my life. Mommy will always have your back. I will always be here for you. You just keep smiling and making my days brighter and my life better. You're the best in the world. I'm proud to be your mommy. And I love you. That is your message for the next week. Now let's do Lotus Girl. He keeps saying, Mommy, you keep forgetting to read for me. Lotus Girl, I am going to use the Human Spirit Oracle. Be kind. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. Be kind says, sending everyone love and white light. Take a deep breath and breathe it into your core, then release slowly. You are loved and you are special. Right back at you, baby girl. Froze Moment says, good night. Thank you. So glad I found you again. Been distracted lately. Love and light chat. Right back at you, Froze Moments. And we're glad you found us again, too. Come on in anytime. We're here every Wednesday without fail. There's got to be something really messed up going on for us to not be here. She groped back. I knew it. I knew it. Lotus Girl, this one's for you, babe. Wow, I really worked tonight. 3 hours and 40 minutes. Anyone who's leaving, good night. Blessings, love, and light. And you know where to find us. Ooh, I never pulled this card before, Lotus. Am I blue in the upright position? Card number 2. Hey, you turn that frown upside down. With all the fear tactics that are going on in the world today, it's easy to get caught up in sorrow and worry. It is understandable that every now and again we give into our emotions. We cry, feel sad, get scared, and even isolate ourselves from our friends and loved ones. We are asking you not to wallow or get stuck in these feelings. Mental health is part of self-care, and nurturing yourself is exactly what you need to be doing at this moment. Recognize when you have spent too long in the deep blue, and if you feel like you're drowning in sorrow, seek a life preserver, please. There is no shame in your game, and it is okay to not be okay. There is such a stigma attached to mental health and wellness. Do not let pride get in the way of self-care. An act of self-kindness is sometimes all we need to chase our blues away. Guys, once again, this is like everything I've been saying all night, cultivating into one big thing. Lotus, it's really hard to accept things that don't work out and accept things for what they really are, but to also at the same time understand that the universe is doing it for a reason. Sometimes so many things hit us at once that we don't know what to do except just retreat back into ourselves. The universe is saying it's time for you to get out of that retreat, get out of that self-imposed imprisonment, move on with projects that you're hopeful about, things that you really want in your life. It's okay to help others. It's okay to worry about others. It's okay to love others and do everything you possibly can to help your children, your husband, your family. But at the end of the day, if you have nothing left inside, you will have nothing left to give. Start doing things for your own self-care. I take 15-minute intervals until I hit an hour of yoga. So if my eyes hurt from staring at the screen, I will get up and do 15 minutes of yoga, come back to it. And I do this, I think 4 times a day, 6 times a day. I don't know if that equals an hour, but I do yoga 15-minute intervals 5 to 6 times a day, give or take, right? Why? Because it relaxes my mind. It's something very small that takes up kind of a lot of time with my work schedule, but I have to do it every day. I have to. I didn't do it at all today. And I was not good when I started up this stream. Lotus Girl, it's okay to do what you're doing. It's okay to help. It's okay to want to do everything that is humanly possible to help save someone and to help bring someone out of a depression. But you also have to think about refilling yourself, re-energizing. Blue Crossroads, we are going to use the signs of the times, and then I'm getting out of here. Chillin' Charlie, thank you so much. Did anyone not get a reading that wants one? We've got 9 minutes. I can squeeze you in, but you got to let me know right now. I don't even know who's here. Most of the people left. Shooing. Shooey. Beautiful buttocks. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Netter? All right, Blue Crossroads. Cowrie shell. Interesting. Card of abundance. Number 25. Welcome in abundance because it's yours. Blue Crossroads, the cowrie shell has been used as currency for centuries, and people still adorn themselves with the shell in the form of jewelry and charms. Wealth is coming your way in the form of financial prosperity, leisure time, and peace of mind. You might receive an unexpected windfall, begin a fulfilling romantic relationship, or gain support from someone with valuable resources and connections. Your ability to manifest is heightened, so it is important to believe you are worthy of your desires. Remember, your hard work has not been in vain, and the abundance coming toward you is well earned. The cowrie shell also speaks of fertility and creation, so be ready for gifts from the universe, additional meaning, successful projects, new job offers, a fertile time, harvest season. Yeah, this is everything we already know. Like, except for maybe the financial stuff, like you have some sort of something coming in. Oh, there you are. I didn't even realize you were here, but this is your card. So financial abundance that you're not even aware of. Okay. Something, really working out in your favor as far as your finances. This is, like it said, a romantic relationship, peace of mind, understanding that even though things may not seem like they're all in one right now, or like they're all coming together, they actually really are. And the things that you're doing and the things that you're planning are going to turn out in your favor and exactly the way you want them to. The only issue I foresee is like, you may have an issue with patience because it's like everything is ready, And then there's like the one thing that's not, and you have to wait. And it's okay to have to wait because it's all part of the plan. Everything's coming up roses. You're doing exactly the right thing. Keep on doing it and don't let anyone pull you out of that. Stay focused, stay on track. You're good at that. I do need to read for Mike really fast, and then we can end. And I'm going to use the Compendium of Witches because he came in and left. I'm glad you stopped in. I haven't checked my phone in like 6 hours, so I'm waiting for pictures. I'm just saying. Done been caught smoochy. Someone's going to report me anyway. They do it every week. They don't report Lara. If Lara's on, they won't report usually. But they will report me and Steven. His especially. Dominique Bowen, hi, welcome. So we're actually on our last reading because we've been here like 4 hours. If I'm finished with this before 11 and you like a reading, I can squeeze you in really fast, okay? Because I don't want to like just end the stream with a new person coming in. Nice. Squats and leg lifts. All right, Mike Roberts, the laborer. Dominique Bowen, welcome though. Very happy to see a new name in here. Oh, it is. That's right. Smoochy, you are. Mike, endeavor, resourcefulness, perseverance, reliability. The waning sun casts its amber light on her garden. She sits to rest, wisps the sweat from her brow with an embroidered handkerchief, and smiles. Her hands are calloused and tired, but her vegetable garden is brimming with life. Ripe fruits hung from the trees, and the aromatic smell of figs drying in the sun lingers in the air. The laborer represents hard work, endurance, and resourcefulness. The intrinsic value of labor does not show only in the results of our work, but also in the tenacity, determination, and skills it teaches us. About the witch. Vesna Vukovic was born in the rural highlands of Bosnia in the second half of the 20th. What's XIX in Roman numerals? 19th century. She was denied a formal education despite her interest and spent her life learning from nature instead. The symbols tattooed on her hands and arms are identified her as an expert in traditional healing and herbal remedies. First of all, Mike, we need to speak privately because I see what you did. I mean, I'm not going to blow you up completely, but I know what you did and I know what's happening. So I think that you should reach out, and I'm not judging you, and I love you and I accept you no matter what. And I mean that, but you need to reach out to me. With this card says that it's never time to give up. It doesn't matter how much you feel like you're being pushed, stepping out of your element, stepping out of what you're supposed to be doing, who you are supposed to be, right? We've been talking about this for weeks, doing your own thing, getting away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, not going into denial, not going into, backsliding into this toxic, chaotic, negative place in life. You were moving so forward, and I feel like the overwhelm got you. Yes, and yes, I didn't realize it till just now. It like smacked me right in my face, and I felt it like this. Okay, Mike, I want you to understand that you were on the right path. You just needed to separate from, and I feel like you have these trauma bonds and this toxicity that you weren't able to deal with alone. And a lot of us were trying to reach out to help you, but that's no shade on you because none of us are near enough to you to see you face to face. And I get that. The issue here is if you stop working towards your ultimate goal, if you stop pursuing your dreams, how will you ever reach them? How will you ever attain them? This card is a warning. Do not give up or else. And that's what I keep hearing in my head. I'd rather speak to you privately, to be honest with you. Dominique, would you like a reading? Because we're going to end the stream. New England Dirt Roadie, I have to sleep sometime. I've been taking 15 to 20-minute power naps. And today I set my alarm instead of for an hour because I usually wake up within 15, 20 minutes because I'm asleep. Like I wake up constantly when I'm sleeping. I accidentally set my alarm for 59 hours from. Okay, Miss Dominique, you got it. I am going to use Divine Circus. And then we are ending this baby. Power Net. I have to. You don't understand. Like, I write all day long. My job is ghostwriting. Like, I literally write all day long. And then I write 8,000 words a week for my channel, for my scripts. I stream 2 to 3 times per week, depending on the week. I'm also a full-time mom to a 5-year-old who's about to start kindergarten. I run my household. I cook the meals. I do the grocery shopping. I keep the house clean. I do the laundry. Like, I'm just, that's why, like, it takes me forever to get back to, people because I just forget or I lose track of time. All right, Miss Dominique, let's see what's up. I feel like one of these cards is backwards, but it is what it is. Find something, stream something. Yeah, Netter was awesome yesterday. I just want to say that too. He messaged me. He's like, wow, an hour and 20 minutes. Afternoon Talk never went that long before. This is an amazing card. Dominique, wow, cherry on top. It's the best card of the deck. I'm so glad you got this card. As a newcomer especially, I get to give you good news. Doesn't always happen like that. Do you feel like you're on a never-ending journey to manifest a dream? Does it seem like you have been traveling on the road to success forever, so long that you might wonder if you'll ever reach the promised land, or even if that promised land exists at all? Then you'll enjoy this good news. Miss Dominique, you have been working hard and for a long time, simply going through each day, doing what you need to do. This has been a necessary attitude, giving you patience and persistence, but it can prevent you from realizing exactly how far you've come, exactly how much you've already accomplished. Although you may not realize it, you're actually very close to achieving your goal. You might feel that it's years away, or that you have to cross many more shores to reach your desired destination. You will be surprised then when you walk around the corner straight into your destiny. Like a vast container of water almost at its threshold, there is just one last drop required, that one last drop that makes all the difference. Apparently, all of a sudden, what has been growing within you starts to overflow. Yet it is all the preparation you have done that has brought you to this place. So what is required from you now are just the finishing touches, the finalizing of a detail or two, perhaps one last addition or adjustment. Everything is going to fall right into place. It is the final drop that finally creates the overflow. If this seems too good to be true, don't worry. You're used to the hard work and not the final outcome. That is the way of things sometimes, but all things must and do change. So much of the work is already done now. Don't waste your efforts by giving up on yourself, especially now that you are so close to the outcome you seek. All that's needed now is the cherry on top. Dominique, this is something that you have been yearning for, working hard towards. Even if it's not like actually physically doing something, maybe it's just like mental work, planning, plotting, scheming. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it is, because your ultimate goal is literally right around the corner. Like by the end of the month, whatever this is will come into you. You will gain it. You will obtain it. You will achieve it. What the universe is saying, though, is you may be tired of waiting. Like this is something that's been a long time coming, and you have people in your life that are telling you it's never going to happen. You know, you're wasting your time, effort, energy, money, whatever. The fact of the matter is they don't know crap. Okay. They don't know poop about it. They don't understand how the universe works. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Wow. I feel even better about giving her this amazing card. Don't listen to the naysayers. Keep doing what you're doing. You are on the right track. There is a giant opportunity coming in for you. Okay, Dominique? It's not going to be in the next week or two. I would say in the next month or two. Keep working hard. Keep manifesting it in your head. Don't think to yourself, oh, this is never going to happen, because that's very easy to do when you feel like doors keep closing in your face, or, you know, people keep disappointing you. Go into it without expectation. None. Bad or good. Just keep doing you. You're amazing. You're beautiful. I believe in you. And so does the universe. You are going to receive the cherry on top of your lifelong goal and dream Sunday. And it's coming real soon. Guys, I am done. I love you all so much. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure whose turn it is though. So don't forget, Ghostdragonzw at noon Eastern time is going to be on Paranormal Highway with Eric, and we should all go in there and totally bomb that chat and show some love. Guys, Dominique, thank you. Everyone, thank you so much for your donations. Don't forget, half-price readings. You got to pay it by Wednesday. $20 a pop to my PayPal or Cash App. You will receive a lapis lazuli in quartz palm stone, energetically cleansed, cleared, and charged by Miss Paranormal Pixie, or a golden obsidian or quartz druzy, quartz obelisk, cleansed, cleared, and energetically charged by me. You will enter to win that if you purchase a reading. Love, light, many blessings. jivecreations.com for Gemma Jade merchandise. And yeah, I gotta go. Love you guys. I wish I can just go Gemma out, but I can't because it takes too long.